This podcast is a Digital Diamond Network production.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
You are now tuned into the motherfucking greatest. I want all the smoke.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, children above ages, you are now tuned into the world's most dangerous podcast. I want all the smoke.
Smoke, 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 smoke.
There we go. Without any further ado.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Thaddeus, a.k.a. Mr. Black Juice.
Juice.
A.k.a. my A.k.a. is an A.K. A.k.a. the disgruntled gentleman. A.k.a. Mr. Champagne and Bullets.
Papa.
A.k.a. maybe not this time, but definitely next time. A.k.a. I don't have my A.k.a.s out today, so I'm freestyling. A.k.a. don't ask me about my weekend because I don't do shit and I hate small talk.
I ain't
Facts.
that shit. Because I hate small talk. That sounded like a fucking...
He does.
Shots fired. My bad, nigga. Just trying to catch up with my friends. I apologize.
A.k.a. your auntie's favorite uncle. There you go. There you go.
Fucking deadly.
Don't start a rapping when these cheeks started clapping. Nah.
Shit. Well, fuck. I guess I'm gonna jump in and do my AKAs. It's your boy Mason Cross.
Jump in. It's your turn, nigga.
It ain't, because you just fucked up the order because you fucked some shit up. But anyway, we gonna go back to
Fair
the
enough.
regularly scheduled motherfucking program, nigga. It's your boy Mason Cross, a.k.a. Don't Interrupt My AKAs, a.k.a.
Hold up, just
Black
a second.
Wesker.
That's the ad lib. That's the ad lib
for me? Oh, you gave me an ad lib for that. How the fuck you... Yo, this is how we know that this man is almost the greatest, because he came up with the ad lib right after I came up with the AKA. This is why this nigga my DJ. Anyway, back to the point. AKA
This
Black Wesker.
This nigga's too hyper for the frame rate of his computer. Like the frame rate's just dropped. This nigga goes down to 30 frames per second as soon as he amps up. Like this nigga needs to start. This nigga can't do a PlayStation 4. He needs to be on PlayStation 5 to get that high resolution. I'm
Nigga,
glad
I
it
got-
clipped
they
out
sent
though,
me the
'cause
6.
that sounded like it would be a bitch to edit. That little yell into the mic there.
God damn, AKA back to the point. AKA your boy Black Wesker. AKA the flyest referee in the business. Shit. Hey. Okay. That's the new ad lib for y'all niggas. The new sample. AKA your baby mama favorite rapper. Shit. AKA the space cowboy, the gangster of love. Only family and the ladies call me that. Shit. AKA don't spill my blood clot drink, boy. AKA I just fucking work here, bro. The questions you need to ask, guy in the hitman shit, holla at him. You might file him somewhere, but holla at him.
Yes, sir. Without further ado, it's your boy EJ, a.k.a. I ain't got many AKAs, a.k.a. Bloodline Bets. Check us out. We making money.
Ka-ching.
A.k.a. let's get this shit popping.
AKA Mason takes up all the AKA time.
AKs are AK. AKA. All right. It's your boy Will Hayes, a.k.a. the habitual line stepper, Willie Kamosi,
Murderer.
a.k.a. the aristocrat, because we drinking with our pinkies up.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo, motherfuckers. Got me some sparkling water.
And like I said, if I told you what I'm drinking, you wouldn't believe me.
No, we would. A.k.a. the mayor.
Hear ye, hear ye.
The ombudsman.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Hey, yo, what was that? That never in your
That's
life. Do
Stone
that
Cold.
again. No, don't do
That's
that.
Stone
No,
Cold.
I didn't know
stop.
what he was doing.
That's
Hey, yo.
no.
That's the Stone Cold, nigga. You don't know. You ain't a wrestling fan. Go back to your AKA.
Okay. That was wild. Hey, the town crier.
That was.
Wah, wah.
You deserve it. Wham, wham, nigga.
Illuminati Giuliani.
Do, 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 do.
The truth is in here now. The truth was out there. Now the truth is in here. It's the truth roof. You can put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, we're done. There we go.
I quit.
AKA, have you been saved? Have you read the words of the great Will Hover's Witness? No,
What
I'm
is
just
what?
tossing that motherfucking shit out. I've been trying to think of something that's different from knocking on doors and looking for whores. I feel like knocking on doors looking for whores that's 2020 haze. I think I gotta
That's fucking 1996 haze.
door to door whoring like it's fucking Halloween at the fucking Playboy Mansion.
Yo, wow.
I bring the smoke in many flavors, young shisha, hairy motherfucking hookah. I am off the ball today because me and my brother went through a fucking Costco-sized bottle of bourbon yesterday. Forgot I had
Man.
responsibilities today. How y'all doing though?
That's just Saturday.
Chilling like a villain. Sipping on some Insta coffee, hanging out with some niggas.
Okay. Easy. This nigga said, I'm just chilling, hanging out with these niggas. These niggas. I know none of y'all voted for Reagan. You sons of bitches. Y'all would have changed the country if you'd have helped us. You motherfuckers. Nigga turned ruckus right on us, hanging out with some niggas. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. I love you too, bro. Gee.
Yeah.
I don't know, just chilling, man. Like I said, I told y'all before, man, my whole weekend was taken up by the drop of Resident Evil 9, because as you know, your nigga is a nerd gamer. And yeah, Capcom knocked it out of the park with that shit. And I'm gonna go start playing
So
it
like,
again.
wifey actually plays the game too, or you was doing that shit?
No, the thing about games that wifey loves is she's like, they're like 36-hour movies if you get into them. Like, so she will sit there and watch me play, and like it depends on the game. Where if it's a game where we gotta like search for shit and look for shit, she's an extra set of eyes and shit. You know what I mean? Hey yo, sniper on the roof, 12 o'clock. Like she's my spotter, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
that,
So it's
man.
cool, like having that relationship where it's like most women want
Turn
you
that
to
shit
just
off.
turn the shit off. And I don't want to say most women because I don't know most women, but I know a lot. But the women, like most of them want you to turn that shit off. And but wifey's like, no. Why don't you put on the game so I can watch? I was like, okay. You know, when the first couple times she said that shit fucked me up too. So it was like, because I started off with like obviously fighting games, our generation, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, like we were talking about earlier, Metal Gear Solid, Battle fucking Toad, shit like that. And I'm like, how are you finding this interesting just sitting there? And I don't know. She just so to me it's like we both anticipate when the huge games come out.
No, people watch everything if you really break it down. Like that whole like game watching thing is like a real thing. Like motherfuckers sit down and at the computer to watch somebody else play their game. And there's like a whole demographic of that going on.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm not gonna front. I sometimes jump on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I'll watch a motherfucker play the game. Sometimes I'll watch Madden matches, which is crazy.
Yo, but so is it like entertaining or is it like educational? Like you trying to figure out like someone else? Yeah.
All
the
depending.
game,
Like
right?
sometimes they'll have you can get clips of someone playing that one. Like there's a couple times that I'm like stuck on like Cyberpunk and I'm like, if I should go this way or do this or da da da, and I'll watch a walkthrough and just watch some walkthroughs. But sometimes it's entertaining just to watch motherfuckers
Bro,
run
there's
through
entire
motherfucking
channels
Call of Duty and shit. Yeah.
dedicated to just full length
Once I
gameplay.
saw
You know
the
what I'm saying?
whole world, not the whole world, but once I saw like real media networks put a camera on people playing cards, and motherfuckers would sit down at home to watch other people play cards.
Right?
I'm like, okay, anything can sell. Like,
And
like people
darts and
actually
shit.
watch dudes play cards. I think that's wild.
Oh, like
I think
poker?
that's
Yeah.
so wild.
Yeah, and
I mean, darts is almost not like it's that much better, but like it's a
darts
sport.
at least there's a little bit of interaction or action, I guess. But you're literally watching somebody else just stare at their motherfucking cards. Like,
bro, I've watched guys play darts and they get entrances like fucking boxers and wrestlers. And I'm like, everything is entertainment at this point.
you can, yeah.
You feel me? So, and like when you look at like, yo, these games are costing $100 million, like more than some movies are costing. You know, and the games like when you play, he brought up Cyberpunk. How many fucking like actual real world things have you seen in Cyberpunk? Like real products.
What is Cyberpunk?
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. They just be wilding when it comes to like advertisements in game. The people who are like involved in game. Cyberpunk got Keanu Reeves in it. A bunch of games got like celebrities and shit. So
About Keanu Reeves and Idris is in it too.
Idris is in it. You know what I mean? So there's like games that star entire people.
But you know why games are
Chris
like
Judge is
the gaming industry is like it's the biggest. I think it's one of the biggest industries. It makes more than the movies. It makes more than movies. Like you look at Call of Duty, and Call of Duty will sell huge.
The biggest money making franchise of all time is GTA 5. And when I say franchise, I mean of everything.
Yeah.
GTA 5 has grossed billions upon GTA Online, if I'm gonna be specific. That shit grossed billions of dollars, bro. And Rockstar is now caking to the point where they can almost make movies.
The Fortnite people?
They can do whatever they want. Oh. No, that's Rockstar is the people that did Grand Theft Auto. Okay. So yeah, like that shit is the biggest grossing franchise of all time. And like
we're talking like in the entertainment world,
of
right?
anything, of any entertainment franchise of all time. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me 100, but I'm pretty sure GTA 5 is it, or GTA Online.
Crazy.
Because that shit came out in 2013, and to this day they haven't put out GTA 6 because they're still caking off GTA 5, which is insanity when you think about it. That's insanity.
Shout out to the Black West.
Okay, but I'll take it.
No, that wasn't a jab, nigga. I was saying shout out to the Black West.
Okay,
like I'm saying dead ass.
Yeah, like you're.
You're our go-to for motherfucking game knowledge
nerd
right
shit,
now. We sitting here learning off
you guys
it.
ever played a game and your wifey just was hanging out?
Yeah. I got time. I tell her.
I don't even hang out with play games.
Daddy is the grown man. All of
like with a girlfriend or something. Did you ever have a girlfriend that would just chill while you was playing like Mario Kart or some shit?
I never really.
You got to go back to like you being a baby and play games. Like,
nigga, I was too poor to have games. Like if I was playing games, it was at someone else's house.
No disrespect, but we forget that this nigga African than a motherfucker. This nigga's like, I didn't have none of that shit. I had
Live 95. Don't let him fool.
Yeah, but that's when we were playing NBA Live 2006
for sure. I definitely had NBA Live 95 on my computer, and I remember Delon had like 97, 98 on like an actual like
Nintendo
console
or whatever the hell.
Yeah. But yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, by the way, according to this list,
this nigga said,
"Wow,
no disrespect." Sorry to interrupt. He said no disrespect, and then came out with the most disrespectful shit.
That's what you say before you about to disrespect
my man was like, I didn't have games growing up. Yeah, no disrespect, but this motherfucker is African. Like,
as fuck. As fuck.
Okay.
This list Pokemon is the biggest. 92.12 billion.
Wow.
Either that's a game, but like that's insane.
I can see that too.
That's a gaming franchise. Pokemon is far beyond a gaming franchise, though. But
have GTA.
You know, far beyond a gaming franchise is what Pokemon is, though, because it's games, it's movies, it's a cartoon, it's cards, it's a whole fucking bro.
Franchise.
They just sold the most expensive card in the world was like I can't remember. Logan Paul used to wear it around his neck, and it's a Pokemon card, and it's like like a $1.6 million fucking trading card.
No disrespect, but that is corny as fuck.
This Logan Paul's corny as fuck, but
what she got around your neck? Pokemon?
no, the way the nigga had it too in this like blinged out case
Yo.
and like this big ass chain, and
I've seen it.
that's a flex on some niggas though. Like listen,
It kind of is. Though.
what do you?
I got
$1.6 million
Rodney Nick.
in just this. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. That's a flex.
Yo, the
corny,
card-
but
the
it's
card-
a flex,
the card was worth more than the diamonds on the chain.
right? Think about the fucking what the nigga did.
No,
though.
I'm not saying it's not a flex.
No, but
corny.
it is corny. as fuck.
It's corny though.
Yeah, but yeah, the same shit though. Like gaming and like franchising, like when it comes to like certain things of like movies, games, man, they knock certain shit out of the water when you really think about it. Like video games really knock certain like that have been around since. There's games that have been around since the '80s and they're still going.
Yeah, like Mario.
Mario is the guy. Like say the word Nintendo,
Yeah.
and what's the first thing you thinking?
You automatically.
You know what I mean?
lock into Mario.
Yeah.
And they were a trading card. They were a playing card company, not even a trading card company. Fucking playing card company when they started.
Yeah, Mario's listed as like 8th on that list.
You know what I mean?
All right,
But,
I
like-
got something for y'all niggas here. Hold on.
What you got?
I want y'all niggas to listen to this shit real
Something
quick.
for you niggas.
Each song, in terms of how misogynistic it was,
Here you go, hold
have a
on.
graph here to show you how lyrics have evolved over the last 40 years. We trained the AI to grade each song in terms of how misogynistic it was, how violent the content is, how profane the language is, and the drug references. Over the last
That's a wild
40
jump,
years,
though.
hip-hop music has gotten 5 times more misogynistic, 5 times more violent, 5 times more profane, but only 2.5 times as many drug references. But the question really is, at least to an economist, is, does it actually hurt? We have places where hip-hop went before it went to other places. And because of those radio frequencies I talked about, I can actually see in the data, there are kids who have very similar backgrounds, live in similar homes, have similar parents. One is exposed to some type of lyrics and another is exposed to another. And we can relate those, and we do, to 40 different variables that measure social and economic progress. Things like teen pregnancy, things like unemployment, income, crime. Here's what the evidence shows. On every dimension, all 40 of them, we find zero evidence that hip hop has a negative effect on any outcomes. And what you see is a statistically no relationship, but if anything, slightly downward sloping, which means exposure to hip hop made things, if anything, better, not worse.
All right, I wanted that to be
Beautiful.
how we started off because I want to talk about that. I want to have a conversation about that.
Yo, if you could send that to me, I definitely had a conversation with somebody about that.
Please send it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm sending it right now. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk, gentlemen. What do you think about that little video that I played there?
Well, I think Thaddy should hit that because he was just about hit that. Jesus Christ. I think Sadie should continue because he was about to start on something. I got something after him.
Well, no, it's just we actually had a conversation about. I was having a conversation with a homeboy about whether or not hip hop. We can see you. We saw that. Just stand up. Just stand up.
Hey, kid. Oh, I thought it was the kid. It was you.
That was his wife.
I know. I thought it was. I just saw a head. My shit. I should be delayed. I thought it was.
The rest of
This,
the song.
this,
All right, keep going, Jude.
Yeah.
that was the, yeah. We got to go back into it, but after that, we just had to. That was comedy. You think it was? But she just come in.
I just saw a head. I just saw
I
that.
just saw the
Nobody
door.
was see me.
And
But
then-
she kicked the door in and she crawled loud like you. Man, you pump, 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 pump. But they can't see me. That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Shit, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, no, it was like last summer or something. I had a conversation with a homeboy. We were discussing about like, yo, how he was saying how detrimental hip hop is to the black community.
Man, get the fuck out.
And my argument, without really having like any kind of like real data or facts behind it, is like, no, I think hip hop is more so a reflection of the community and I think the black community has more impact on hip hop than hip hop has on the community. So just hearing that and understanding like, no, the data does show that it does not have a negative impact, just kind of further, I guess, proves my point.
Agreed. First thing we got to remember is always the first thing is art imitates life. Art doesn't create life. So when a black person gets on a record and a black hip hop artist gets on a record and talks about killings and drugs or whatever, that's what he's experiencing. I don't want to sit here and say hip hop is the greatest or has created this. It's created, you know what? Sorry, let me just rewind that because as you can tell, I'm already down there. But no, hip hop has created this way for people with nothing to come and create something. And nobody sits there and nobody blames Kurt Cobain for teenage suicide.
Hold on.
Kurt Cobain, not Kurt Cobain.
Let me even interject there when you said hip hop created an opportunity for people with nothing to. It was actually people with nothing
that created hip hop, and bam, even there, that's insane.
So even the medium was created out of nothing. So yeah, I just want to put that in. Keep going.
But yeah, like fucking, nobody blames the emo music for the mass amounts of teenage depression in the world right now. Nobody's blaming Kurt Cobain for teenage suicide. Nobody's blaming, like, you know what I mean? Nobody blames
who's the guy with that took out his ribs?
Marilyn
or they claim it took
Marilyn Manson.
Nobody interject real quick.
They used to put a lot of shit on him.
Yeah, can I interject real quick? Like even hip hop, rock and roll, blues, jazz, not jazz. I don't know. Maybe jazz, but
jazz wasn't.
There was, yeah. They've always chosen that medium to put the blame on something. If you listen to, they talk about hair metal and stuff like that in the 80s. Yeah. Well, they were Satan worshippers. You look at Marilyn Manson. Oh, that's the reason why kids are shooting up schools. If you look at,
I think jazz might have been like the most hated music second to hip hop.
One time, jazz and blues and shit. They hated that shit.
But I think this is the argument that I agree with what you guys are saying, but I just wanted to interject that because music is one of those things that reaches out beyond the class system it was created in, out beyond the social system that it was created in, like, and race. So when you see things from hip hop that start affecting people who aren't hip hop, I'm just gonna say it like that. That's when there's an issue. When the crack just like the crack epidemic, which they don't correlate, but sometimes they do.
It's when the same crack shit. I get what you're saying.
When crack left the neighborhoods that they wanted it in,
they put it
started going into Beverly Hills and started going into the white neighborhoods. That's when crack was an issue in the States, right? So they're always going to. Hip hop is the one that's the standout that's going to be the standout, I think, just because of the lyrical content. But the lyrical content isn't there.
It's also the newest too,
because
like, out of all those musics that we brought up.
But the lyrical content and what's in hip hop and what's in rap music, because hip hop is the culture, right? So I say what's in rap.
It's also the newest too, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard me because my shit cut out.
Alzheimer's?
No, facts. No. My computer froze when I said that, so I just thought I'd hit it again.
Okay, because that's
it. Because I didn't hear your response.
I don't know what's going on with this. Now this nigga's frozen. This nigga's frozen.
See what I'm saying? Crazy.
With an unimpressed face. That was hilarious.
I thought you were
I'm very unimpressed.
Yeah,
I might be.
But yeah, keep going. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
But yo, my new neighbor has some great Wi-Fi, so if you want to come by here, you can use.
Yeah. You know what? Facts. No, but like I'm cool with it. I'm cool with everything he just said and everything that like, yeah, I guess art always imitates life before, but like there's things that affect outside. People are going to look at things and be influenced. But that's, like I said, blaming video games for shootings again. You know
And
what I
they do,
mean? Like,
yeah.
it's that everybody's looking for a scapegoat, and it's always usually just a group of bad parents that say, "Hey, listen, we're gonna blame this thing for our shitty kids," and that's what it is, and that's what I look at. Like, I grew up. My very first hip hop tape was fucking Schoolie D, nigga. And if you a historian and you know who Schoolie D is, and then after that it was Ice-T, and then both of those were the inventors of gangster rap, bro. The very two first people to get on a record and rap about like crime and committing it was them two. So I don't want to sit here and say that shit, but I think I'm a good person. I mean, it might have influenced, I want to say personality, behavior wise. I don't know. I don't know if it's like, because I think my mama raised me good. You know what I'm saying? I think my mama raised me good. So everything.
It's interesting because I wouldn't necessarily say that. I don't think music influences people at all.
That's an impossible statement to make.
It's
weird.
But according to the video we just listened to, he kind of did say that there was zero impact.
Well, what I got from it is the correlation.
Okay, yeah, sorry,
right?
yeah.
So it's
That's
not
different.
like, because I mean,
it impacts, but just in different
look
ways.
at the way we dress, look at the way we talk,
Yeah,
the way we, how we dap each other up, things like that. Pause.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's influenced by hip hop. But if you look at it where it's like, well, now I'm gonna go grab my gun and I'm gonna go live out these rap lyrics.
But what is hip hop though? And where did hip hop come from? Isn't it not the street? And just like niggas dap each other up like that on the street. So we put it in a music video, and then people who haven't seen that dap now see that dap. It's just hip hop has taken things that are regional and made them worldwide. That's all hip hop has done. Because now Brooklyn niggas know how LA niggas flex. And now LA niggas know how Atlanta niggas flex. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, it's not hip hop that has done that. The hip hop has always been the street, and it's been us representing the street and the neighborhood and the community and the people. So to say that it's just our culture. So I can't blame it on it, because there's niggas that aren't hip hop that still dap each other the same way. Do you feel me? It's like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like you can't blame a music for something, or you can't blame I don't know. It's like I say, like DJ said, you can't
I think you can't pinpoint it.
Cut and dry.
You can't
like
really
that.
pinpoint it the way people are trying to pinpoint it on one thing or one aspect and say like this. Like back in I remember the 90s and stuff, or maybe in the 80s, they were saying like crime was up, and they're trying to correlate it directly to like hip hop lyrics and stuff like
Hip-hop.
that.
See,
And
Dolores,
I don't know if you can make that direct correlation, but I think it's undeniable to say what you consume is going to influence you, and what you consume often. If you have something constantly around you or in your ears, or saying you have words being repeated in your head, it's going to influence you. That's science.
What did it?
Like anything,
Facts.
music, or if you're church or wherever you are, if you have something that's constantly repetitive to you, and you keep doing it, reciting it, saying it, going back to it, all that stuff, it's going to have some sort of impact. I don't know to what level, but it's going to have some influence on you for sure.
Yeah,
And
like
I
when
think
you
definitely another thing
NWA and shit.
This again?
It's like when you get NWA and shit, who didn't say, "Hey, let's go commit crimes." All they did was tell you what was happening in South Central and in Compton. And then the news put a spotlight on that. And as the newest form of music, it became the new scapegoat. And to this day, it's kind of still is, but they can't really blame. Oh, they blamed all crime on, let's say, NWA and gangster rap back in the day. Now they just kind of have to separate it and blame it on the black. Oh, now it's affecting the black community. and now these, you know what I'm saying? So they put a quick pivot on it. They were blaming all crime on gangster rap before. Now it's just black on black crime. So
they never blamed white crime.
no, they did.
First of all, they never blamed white crime.
Nah, they were blaming everything. They were saying the nigga crime rate is up, and it was these niggas out here going out and doing everything. They robbing us, they raping us, they killing us. They blaming niggas. So like they weren't saying it was just us killing each other. They were saying NWA created a crime wave, pretty much. If you really want to break it down, they claim that NWA created a fucking crime wave.
You think when there was like school shootings and it was just white boys doing school shootings, they were saying that's because of NWA or hip hop or gangster rap? Nah, they don't really associate. They completely disassociate non-colored crimes with colored culture.
They want,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, because they
now
for the most part, no, even then,
always,
even because then, especially in the 90s, they really wanted to paint that picture of look at these animals. And look at their animal music, and look how these animals, when they're together, tear each other apart. And I think that's what I was going to
tear everyone apart.
Because when
that's what they say.
When non-colored people commit crimes, they have a whole other set of
reasoning,
definitions,
they
and reasons to why that happens.
He was a good kid.
Yeah.
But with us, it's
Tourette's.
We're animals.
It's because of our culture. We don't get the luxury of having outside influence of why bad things happen in our culture. It's innate in us, is what they think, right? Whereas in other cultures, they're like, no, it's because of this, it's because of that. Like they said niggas were just crackheads, but fentanyl, now it's a health crisis. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Like I said, crack was all good when it was just fucking with DeAndre. But as soon as it hit fucking Tanner and fucking Tyler, there's a problem.
Makes sense.
The other that's what I got from the video too, where it's basically not even just saying that hip hop isn't increasing the crime rate. It's also reinforcing that we're not animals, dog. The crime rate in our communities has been going down.
Exactly. And you know what else bugs me? So, they think that there's only one kind of hip hop. Oh, they just rap about shooting each other.
True.
Nigga, there's conscious hip hop, R&B hip hop. There's fucking gangster rap. Then there's trap. Then there's fucking nothing. There's so many subgenres. Just like there's classic rock, heavy metal, fucking all this other shit. But no, they just want to group hip hop as this one general music that just glorifies crime. When I could name 10 rappers that don't even rap about crime.
Speaking of which, I got a hot take for you. NWA only has one good album.
That's not a hot take.
Doesn't feel like a crazy statement.
That's a fact. They have, first of all, they have two, and the second one wasn't written with near as consistency and as well, because the first one was 80% Cube.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Ren is an alright MC, don't get me wrong, but he had to grow into that under Cube. So for him to come out now and write the next album for NWA after them kicking the doors off like that with a lyricist like Cube.
Yeah.
Sorry, because we had this conversation. An earlier lyricist like Cube, because Cube. But no, I love Ice Cube. No, don't get me wrong. But god damn, like he's just not the Cube of old. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Yeah, we've been through that.
Yeah,
I played a couple of tracks on this show trying to convince motherfuckers that Cube is not Cube anymore.
Yeah, but yeah, like so for Ren to follow that was steep. And then they spent 70% of the album trying to like diss him because of some shit we already know. They
came after Cube first, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. The Benedict Arnold line was what sent it for me. It was like, nigga, Cube was like, nigga, y'all sold me out.
Yeah,
you want to call me?
Under Benedict Arnold, America's Most Wanted was like, that's one of my favorite Cube albums.
Exactly.
That shit goes hard.
So they're like, and then he comes back and dusts all of them. So of course they only have one good album because it was written by the guy who murked.
I wanted to get into some news, but I want to have a quick discussion here. EJ has a question in here that
Yeah, you can go ahead with that.
I think it's a good discussion. He said,
No, you go ahead.
do you want to read it?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay. Is greatness something you're born with or something you're built into or both? How much credit goes to what you're born with versus what you develop?
Yeah, I wanted to pose that question to y'all and see what y'all thought, because I saw a pod where this dad was talking. I'll give you some pretense on how that came up. So this guy, I think his name is John Brown. He's got 2 sons in the NFL. One of them's pretty famous. His name's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He plays for the Detroit Lions, a wide receiver, like probably top 10 wide receiver in the league right now. Then he has another brother that's kind of floating around. He plays, I'm not sure where he plays right now, but his name's Equinemius St. Brown. Then they have a third brother, Osiris St. Brown. All 3 of them were pretty like super talented in college, like, you know, Division I scholars, all that stuff. 2 of them made the NFL. One of them got like a foot injury, kind of derailed his shit. But his pops is basically on a podcast saying like, absolutely none of this is luck. None of this is random. None of this is all like ordained. And like he planned it. He prepared for it. He saw the vision before he had the children. He even picked the woman that he's going to breed with based on her physical nature to make sure she can breed athletic children and all that stuff. So he's basically saying like, yeah, none of this shit's random, bro. Like I built these dudes like 100%, and you could do it too type thing if you have a vision and you stick to it. And some people were in the comments just kind of going at him thinking that he's kind of crazy. So I wanted to pose that question, see what y'all think.
I believe in both at the same, like you said, like, honestly, we've seen 100 fucking documentaries and stories about the guy who came from nothing. And I don't think that it's per se ordained in the words of whatever, but I also don't 100% believe that it isn't. Like, I believe that you're rewarded for what you put in. And that's okay. I believe in that, like, hard work, and like if you're the best at what you do, you will get what you deserve, kind of thing. Like, but at the same time, I also believe in God. And I also believe in, I don't want to say preordained written destiny, but I believe he does have a hand in what you are.
But he didn't mean
do in life.
He didn't mean ordained like God. He meant like ordained like he. I think. Maybe I took it wrong. Like ordained, like he put the puzzle pieces together.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. How it's
happen,
both,
right?
That's what I'm talking about. How it's both. Like he could have used a different word then, but if that's what he's saying, then cool. But I'm saying if he thinks I think it's both, because you can be both. God says, okay, this person has a specific talent that I want the world to see. You believe you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear you.
I also believe that if you're supposed to be the best guitar player in the world, but the only people that you're supposed to play for is like a village in the Philippines, that could also be your destiny, to just bring happiness to those people. You're never going to be fucking Eric Clapton level, but you're making somebody smile. Like, you're making somebody smile and feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, if it's like where everybody's going to get rich from it, and if that's preordained destiny or whatever, but I believe that you're also rewarded for what you put in. For example, like, I'm working on this music shit, but I could be putting in a lot more, but there's also barriers that are preventing that. You know what I'm saying?
Just to throw in one quick thing he mentioned too. He said that shit, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, I'll catch it up in a second. Sorry.
I was gonna say though, I think a lot of people also equate greatness with, like, I guess, commercial success. So just because someone is on a world stage, yes, we can consider them great, but that might not even be what the upper echelon of greatness is, even in that field. It's just that's what we get to see.
Yeah, guitar player in the Philippines.
I was gonna say, I like that example. Like that nigga in the Philippines might be 10 times better than Eric Clapton. Is he great? Of course. Is he as successful? Depends on how you measure success, right?
Right.
Now is it like preordained, or is it like innate, or like you're born with it, or is it It's kind of tough to say. I think it's very situational, and it kind of also depends on what you value. Like,
I don't know. He was basically saying there's an exception in the rule, obviously, right? Like a maybe a Michael Jordan would be the exception, whereas his sons, he's saying, is more the rule. Like if you have a plan, even before you breed with this, you choose your mate, all of that's going to play a specific role in their chances, even their chances of having the opportunity to make it. Then with the parenting that you have, how early do they get in on you? Like the Jackson 5, Joe Jackson example. Like they aren't the Jackson 5 without Joe being what he is at that age. And he's basically saying like there's exceptions and there's rules. There's the random Michael Jordans, but most of these people, in his opinion, they're created. Like they have some sort of influence from an early age.
And he's free to that opinion.
It's a creation that develops them into what you see.
And I think it has to be created because, and when it comes to, let's say, athletics or anything like that, the created and born into it two things can exist at the same time, because he created them with that person off of his genetics and her genetics, and then that was born into them. You know what I'm saying? So of course there's people, of course, there's certain genetics that you could run a little bit faster, or you might not get, your muscles don't get as tired or anything like that, right? But the way I see it is you can have talent. Everybody can have talent, right? Talent's like having the eggs, the milk, all the ingredients in your fridge and your cupboards to make a cake. You can have those, and they can be pristine. They can be fresh, farm raised, open range, free eggs. The best milk from a cow that only lives on the top of a Calcutta mountain. Right? All that talent is amazing. Yeah. But unless you put those ingredients together and make the cake, if you're in the gym practicing 12 hours a day, if you're on the field, if you're shooting shots in the motherfucking rain from day up to day down, you still have to create that greatness. You still have to train that greatness to be great, right? There, of course, the talent on top. Now you could be horrible at something and not have any talent, and practice and still be really good at it after all that practice. But having that creation in there as far as the genetics and everything like that, will put that edge. And I think the greatness has to come with being born into greatness, into that greatness, but then also putting in that work and that creation of the greatness. Because I know a lot of people that can sing their ass off and they work at Arby's.
Facts. And it's like I said before, that's why it's both, bro. Because if God says no, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do.
But if your parents, like the point of him is if your parents say yes and they see it early, some parents, there's a lot of narratives around, especially around me. I'm hearing a lot of people say things like, I'm going to let my kids pick. I don't know. Like, we'll just let them play something and we'll see what they like. We'll just see how it goes. He's like, fuck all that. If you are trying to build something, you have to have a plan. You tell these kids, this is what you're doing. Like Serena Williams and Venus's dad, he put the racket in their hand. They didn't say, Daddy, bring me a racket. Like some of these people, like you see it as a parent.
But do they hate it? They don't hate it. They don't hate it, though.
This dude's mentality was on some, like, I don't even care. You don't even know what you like. Like, you're too young. You don't even know the world type shit. You don't even know. Like, I'm here to actually guide you.
But you know where I think he might be slightly off is that, that saying where you're like, let the kids pick, right? Because I kind of believe in that, because I'm not going to force my kids into doing something that they hate. I'd rather have them find something that they are passionate about, and then it's easier to instill all the things you want to instill in them. And I think he's just lucky that what he wanted to instill, his kids also wanted to do that. Because I know a lot of like kids that were like semi-pro. I don't want to say his name on TV or on TV, but our boy Guy.
Yep.
He had
what?
He was like destined to be like either like an Olympic skier or like a GP motorcycle racer, right?
You said boy Guy? What's that?
Like French, like Guy.
Oh, our boy Guy.
Like our boy Will.
Yeah. That's what you're saying. Okay, my bad.
And I don't think he necessarily like loved it. And I know he did enjoy doing those things for sure, but you know what I mean? If maybe he got to pick whatever sport he like, instead of his dad being like, these are the things I'm into, we're gonna do these things, and forcing him to like, I feel you guys they got to be on the same page. You can't force greatness into somebody that's not going to have the passion
what this guy's saying,
to do
what
it.
I think is different from what you're saying is like he's not saying do this because I wanted you to do it. Because his dad, just for background, he was a professional bodybuilder, so he's not even saying y'all do this because I did it. He's saying y'all do one of these sports because this is how you're going to be super successful. This is the lane that I think you can build in. Like he was looking at it from like a very strategic. Like he wasn't gonna let them become like swimmers or something like that, where he's like, you may not get the money in that. Like he literally was looking at like,
yeah, but the crazy thing, this is the risk you take, right? Because like if you say you're not going to be a swimmer because you're not, what if that kid is like Michael Phelps and you force Michael Phelps to become a golfer?
There is a risk in that. Right?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So you said
but his point is like Michael Phelps would have been built. Like he's not even. You will never know this because he's not putting him in a pool. Maybe he could have been Phelps, but he's like, I'm gonna put you on the field and I'm gonna make you this, and it's going to work 100% of the time. Like that's the mentality they have, and we
100%. I've seen it not happen though. Like
if you have that rule, like you're on top of it from jump, music, whatever, anything. It could even be doctors, like families that have their kids and they know like you're gonna be a doctor or like that's good for you. That I know that destiny is good for you. It's a good situation for you, a setup for you long term. Like they build that, right? I can see the value in it a lot when you have it long term.
I definitely, I 100% see the value in it, and I think what they're not telling us though a lot of times is like they didn't. I think they saw something and they knew where to pivot. Like,
yeah.
I don't believe like they're just like, no, I had this, and this, and it worked out. I feel like no, you had to, because if you can't adjust, I just don't believe you can.
Yeah.
You have kids, right? And even in my mind, I remember when I thought before I had a son, I in my head I knew exactly what my son was going to be like, and then this nigga came and he's nothing like that.
Thank you.
You can't predetermine.
Yeah.
You don't know if this kid's going to have the personality.
Yeah.
You just can't create that in a person.
There's no way this kid came out of the womb.
At the same token,
football.
At the same token, I do believe I'll take hard work over talent any day, and I do think you can work on almost anything and become great at almost anything.
Hard work can be your talent.
Facts.
Because we've seen players in professional leagues, and we've watched this, and we're like, this motherfucker does not belong here. You like, but he works hard. He's not putting up the fucking numbers that fucking Brady or Roethlisberger or any of these other motherfuckers is. But he's gonna hold this backup position, and when it's time for him to do his thing, he gonna do his thing. You know, he might, or there's some guys that completely suck. We're like, how the fuck is this guy a professional football player or a professional? Like, but to us, he sucks. He sucks. You know what I'm saying?
But if you look at the numbers, if you just quickly even Google, there is so much likeness in professional sports or music. All these people are very connected. Uncle, aunt used to play. Dad used to play. Grandpa used to play. Mom is a dope most of these dudes, their mom is something. She was a track athlete. She was this. Like, it's not random. It's really not random.
No, I get it.
Like
kids fall in love with what they see, right? Kids, and sometimes they don't, but a lot of kids are like, okay, there's a reason why I love combat sports. My father was a boxer. Do I box? No, but I love watching it. And will I be that? You know what I mean?
You box, that's not professionally.
Yeah. Do I box? No. But do you want to box?
He's not wrong. But at the same time, like, if I was to follow what my mom wanted, which is who predominantly raised me, like, if I was to follow with what my mom wanted, I'd have went and gone to be trying to be a wide receiver for the 49ers and disappointed her with my 5'6" self. And just, no. So I chose what I chose.
You say 5'6"?
Mom. Yeah, you heard me.
He's on the phone, right?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I found you. Anyway, fuck it. I don't know where we're going.
Wait, hold on. 6? Hold on. 5'6"? I thought we weren't capping on the show today.
Oh, you shorter than that?
Get the fuck. He wishes I was shorter than that.
But so my question is though.
Nigga, I wasn't done talking. Shut the fuck
up. Aren't y'all the same height?
No.
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 But thing is, like I said, So
you know what I'm pointing at.
So I fucking basically I chose what I chose, which is music and track at the time, and obviously track didn't really go on the way it went, but music is what I do, and it's what she's proud of me. So I'll take that.
So
I'll take that.
My question is, number one, the one, what was it? Don Aquarius? What was the one that broke his foot?
Oh, Osiris.
Osiris, yeah. So is he disappointed in Osiris? No. Okay, and Osiris, is he still in that type of, is he still doing that, or is he like a whole different industry?
He's their financial advisor for the two brothers that are playing pro. So he pivoted.
So still supported, so financial advisor, that means there's school, right? So he had that, the main focus, like sports, but he probably had that. And if it doesn't work, you need to go hard on this type of thing too.
Well, they got,
dope.
because he built them to a certain level where they got those looks from scholarships. So they went to like USC and stuff. So they got, a good ride. So I'm sure they got the education there. Yeah.
But, and my thing is, so why did he pick sports?
Probably because
why didn't he pick academics or doctor or lawyer or anything? It's just because that's what he was familiar with?
That's my assumption. And just based on how he speaks, he was a professional like bodybuilder. I think that's what he knew. So he knew how to train athletes. His wife, I think, it's a white woman. She speaks German, French, something else. So she was the academic one. So she got their kids into the school stuff, and they're like, she went hard on that. He went hard on this. But his whole point is like, it's created. Like him and her had a long-term plan before breeding, and all this stuff was like, we knew this is how this was going to be. Not exactly, but they knew they were going to build successful kids in a sense.
Yeah. Hey, you know what the beautiful thing about this is? He's black, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I just assume from the names because I'm a racist. But the beautiful thing is he's like, listen, because he probably, before he even met his woman, he said he picked this woman based off of her attributes, but he wasn't thinking, I want the most prime athletes, so they have to be full black. And that's the beautiful thing about black folk. That I gotta bring it back to how beautiful black folk are, because you got motherfuckers saying, well, I want to make superior children and da. We got to keep our bloodline pure. It could only be with our own race and da.
Also has
this
a lot
brother
of
was like, nah. This brother was
too.
like, you know what? I ain't gonna discriminate. I'm gonna get me a snow bunny, and we still gonna have these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still went with it. Was still an interracial thing.
Listen,
and that's why black people are beautiful, because we understand that it's human. You know what I'm saying?
It's just human being.
I just wanted to say
you just
that
gotta
it's
be
beautiful.
great.
And I love interracial relationships because it makes me feel better about myself being in one. I got a lot of black people. I'm a co-sign sometimes.
And half your people are interracial. Crazy. So the whole Nova Scotian province is all interracial beings.
You know what I mean? There's only one full black dude out there, and then that was Dwayne Johnson's dad, and he stepped out and slept with a Samoan, and so he.
I need a button for y'all.
Are you related to the Johnsons? You might be family with the Rock, actually.
Nah, I can't say it, but I'll tell you guys off air how the family knows the Rock, but
he's like, we beefing, y'all.
With the Rock?
He's like, I ain't gonna say it out loud.
If we were beefing with the Rock, I would make that as public as possible.
As public as possible.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you that. I'll answer that off air, Jude, because I think that's a whole nother. He says some shit about that, like the dad. Yeah.
Hey, look, he's right though. Like, go ahead.
No, keep going. I'm listening.
I was saying he's right, because like he just chose a good sturdy woman, I guess, a good strong. Like he didn't pick by color or nothing like that, and like all whatever, that. Right? He just.
People do that. Chad Johnson makes jokes, but he said he always did that. He always picked his girls. He's like, I don't want no girl with no tiny ankles and shit. She can't run, or like, someone that's too short. Like he literally picked girls so he can like breed athletes like himself. I never thought about that before, but it's like
he's a monster, bro.
It's a real thing.
I wonder how did he figure it out though? It's like, yo, you stand right there. I'm finna tackle you, and if you can hold my shit, then we gonna have some kids, bitch. We gonna have some kids. I'm a 3-point stance on your ass. I'm a 3-point stance on you, and if you can hold
the kids, puts girlfriends through combines,
right?
Yo, What else do we got here? You guys want to talk about the BAFTAs? I want to have a conversation about the BAFTAs and what happened to do with Tourette's.
You can jump into that.
We also have someone who has Tourette's, but it's onset Tourette's because you know how you can like.
It's just everywhere.
You don't have the disease, but like if you get something like if you take something outside of what you're supposed to take,
go fuck yourself.
Get the symptoms of that shit. Yeah, we have one of those. His name is Mason Cross. I'll be honest. You know what? At the end of the day, he could have muted his fucking mic. This nigga did nothing quietly.
He literally just boom, ding, ding. Yo, I'm out. What the fuck, nigga?
I don't know if he has like pieces of plywood holding shit together from there. You can't even crawl quietly in his house. It sounded
like he dropped a pallet when he closed his door.
Yo, one of them walked in on the other one doing something wild once, and now they always make noise whenever they're moving in between rooms, just so the other one knows someone's coming.
No, his AKA needs to be, are you still doing this?
Are you still doing this?
That was fucking wild. Like, I said,
right?
The face was...
The door kicking in the Navy SEAL crawl was crazy to me, though.
Oh, man.
All right, so...
Oh, hold on. You can hear him if you listen.
The BAFTA.
No, let's go back to the BAFTAs.
No, the BAFTA. No, real talk.
Right now, so just to get everybody caught up, last Sunday, after the show, I think they did it on purpose, the BAFTAs, which is a UK award show for, I guess it's like the British independent British films or something like that.
It's like the British Actors Guild type shit. Like,
yeah, there's
the SAG here and shit.
There's a movie called I Swear. It's a movie about David Johnson who has Tourette syndrome, and it's a movie that's supposed to bring light to I don't know what you want to call it, that disorder, right? Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, that's pretty dope, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The more knowledge you have about something, I think is cool. But during the opening award, it was who was it? Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were presenting an award. And
hold on, real quick. Just want to say that name is Jamaican as fuck. Delroy Lindo. Continue.
Right.
And then from the bleachers or wherever the dude with Tourette's was, he screamed out "bitch nigga" or "nigga bitch" or something like that with the hard R. Yeah, no, I'm explaining it too long. Everybody who's listening right now knows what the hell happened. I want to get y'all's opinions on what happened, and does he get a pass? Do you think that the dude with Tourette's is racist? Is BAFTA and the BBC, which is wild that my search history will never be the same because I was looking for BBC articles and guess what popped up? Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
But what do y'all think?
Well, I'm gonna jump in because me and you spoke on it a little bit earlier before the show, but I have to do a quick little bit of backpedaling on some of my shit because I was on like, yo, fuck this guy, fuck him. He's
the
a
guy with
racist
Tourette's?
piece of shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Then I was on that. Like I was on like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Like this guy needs to.
And that was before you were drinking.
And that was just me catching the beginning of what happened.
Right.
And then I started to like, because like I said, I know two people with Tourette's, and I've heard them scream out everything from fucking hamburgers to go fuck your mother, but never have they screamed anything racist that I've heard towards me or anything. And to me, as far as I know, Tourette's is uncontrollable. So I don't think that them being around me would have stopped them from screaming racist shit if they were racist people with Tourette's, if you feel what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm also like, you don't scream out words that you don't absorb and that you're not around.
But
hold on. Let me
I just have a question about absorb. What do you mean that you don't absorb and around? I don't. What do you mean?
If you're not around people saying some shit like that all the time, you don't. It's like kids, for example. If you don't say nigger in your household or cracker in your household, your kids are not going to absorb that on a regular basis. You can't control what they at school or outside your household. But what I'm saying is you don't repeat words you don't absorb. But at the same time, you have to also know that Tourette's is uncontrollable. To me, it was just, to me, it was
Tourette's. You only got to hear the word once to absorb
you know what I'm
it,
saying? So it's like, to me, and that's where it's like a slippery slope, because it's like, it's odd that there was Asians on the stage, there was black people on the stage, there was white people on, there's women on the stage. He didn't scream out cunt, whore, or any of that shit when women were on the stage. It was just all a bunch of random fuck yous and this and that, which is Tourette's in a nutshell. But it was pretty specific what happened. And that's where I kind of jumped in on the bandwagon of, yo, fuck this guy, ray, and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. As a person who just like knows some people with Tourette's, it's for me to just, it's hard for me to just jump in and go, hey, that guy's a racist because he has Tourette's and he screamed out some racist shit. Because I know that it's uncontrollable, but at the same time, there's the other side of me that says, do you not yell out shit that you don't hear? Isn't it not? Are you not a racist? Because it didn't happen for anybody else that specifically. So,
well, we don't know that. We don't know that.
A lot of times with Tourette's though.
True. And that's another thing.
They edited everything else.
BAFTA is also at fault for this too, and the BBC. But continue.
I think that was the biggest part that I have an issue is that why didn't they edit that? And they let that ride.
The Free Palestine shit.
But the thing with the Tourette's, though, a lot of times you'll suppress words that you know your brain and know is inherently bad. These are the words you don't want to say. So that also kind of shows like, yo, that's probably one of the words he tries to suppress the most, and he has no control. So when he sees a black person, that triggered like, what's a bad word? What's a bad word? Say it.
And that's what the Tourette's thing. That's why I'm like, it's a slippery slope, right? It's like, is he a racist? I don't know.
Probably not. No,
I don't know.
No. I would bet money that he's not. You know what I mean?
Let me ask.
And his brain told him to say it because he knows that he's not. He's like, this is a terrible
worst thing that you can say.
It usually forces you to say things that you don't want to say.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If anybody disagrees with me, you're lying. You don't have to be in a household that's racist. You don't need to be around racist people to know exactly what to call a black person.
No, nobody said that.
Yeah, nobody said to absorb it. You don't even need to absorb that word.
No. And that's what I said. You can't control what you
said
absorbs outside.
You don't even need to have to absorb that. It's almost like it's inherent to know that's the word that you call a black person. And that destroys. That's historically. That's historical. You don't have to. That's not something that you have to be around to know.
I get
right?
it. I get
that's
it.
just instilled in everybody. That's that nigger fucks with black.
I get you. But that's why I'm like, it's such a slippery slope because it's like you can't sit here and go, oh, this man is a racist because he screamed some shit. But like, I mean, you could be mad that he screamed some racist shit, but
you can be
as for canceling him, it's like,
I don't think he's gonna.
One, what is canceled anyway, and two, like,
I don't think he's gonna get canceled. I think
BBC and is who needs to be really
held accountable.
Because here's the thing: they had a 2 hour. It's fucking 4 seconds when it's on this continent. They had a 2 hour delay from wherever the fuck they were coming from. But they chose to edit Free Palestine and chose to keep in that selective Tourette's outburst.
What were you saying?
Something's fucked up.
Shoot, I forgot.
EJ, what you thinking of? What's your thoughts on this one?
I'm just trying to really educate myself on Tourette's right now while you guys are going back and forth. I realize I don't truly know the definition of that term and how it affects a person's brain.
So there's different levels. Like there's Tourette's, and then there's like another portion of it that's like was like corporalia or something like that, which is like that. So there's different levels to like. I think Tourette's is generally just someone with tics. I think corporal, whatever the word is like the verbal tics or something like that, right?
There are all kinds of different tics too in Tourette's. Like it's not always verbal. Like you could just twitch in your neck or your hand or something, right? So
And I think I would imagine the majority of people with Tourette's don't have verbal tics. Most of them do have a lot of. And I just think there's different things that trigger different types of Tourette's, and it's so hard to like look at a situation like this and pass judgment on the guy that has Tourette's. But I do disagree with people that think that black people should not be offended by hearing that word, and they should just be like, "Oh, what are you complaining about? He has Tourette's. Let him be." It's like, well,
Exactly.
I can respect that, but I can still be offended. And then B, I think it was the BAFTA or whoever was airing it had some responsibility, and they've proven that if they could edit the Free Palestine, they could have edited that out.
What offends us is the fact that we had to hear it in that manner when we didn't have to hear it because you had the option to have us not hear it.
And
that's where the anger and the offense comes in.
And that whole wild apology that said, we apologize if you were offended. What do you mean if?
If.
Where's the if come from?
I mean,
there's some niggas that we know ain't.
It's not.
No, we know that there's some niggas that weren't offended though. That
doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter if there's.
No, it doesn't matter. I get.
It was offensive. Just because he didn't do it on purpose and it's not him, it's still an offensive word that offends people. The if downplays the severity of what
every time
of that word.
Yeah, he should have just said,
"I'm sorry if you feel that way," type shit.
No, he just said, "I apologize to anyone that I offended."
No, this isn't his apology. His apology was amazing,
genuine.
I gotta find.
Whoever's apology
that was from the BBC.
That was BAFTA's apology. Yeah, and BBC.
BAFTA and the BBC. BAFTA. I think BBC pretty much runs BAFTA, so the apology comes from the BBC is came from the BBC.
The BAFTA is
it was backhanded.
BAFTA is the film awards. The BBC is like the CBC here. It's a station out in
London.
London. I mean, it's the British station.
Yeah, it's their.
And it's run, but it's run by the government.
It's their CBC basically.
Yeah, it's the CBC.
Yeah, it's there.
So yeah, I don't think he's a racist, but at the end of the day, I do feel like BAFTA and the BBC are to blame because they had, like I said, they had that 2-hour delay. They cut out when there's other times when he had tics and outbursts.
Yeah.
And they cut those out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever.
Like I think it was a very targeted non-edit.
That's what it feels like.
And it sucks that
very targeted
it's
and
fucking
BBC's
up
been shit for fucking years.
It's so fucking up his shit anyway. Too. BBC could have saved a lot of fucking face because Delroy and Michael handled it amazingly because they knew where it came from. So they knew there was no intent behind it. They didn't draw attention to it. They knew it wasn't someone that was just yelling, "Hey, niggers, da da da." They knew, okay, blah blah blah. And they're probably thinking this is still going to be edited out. So they're not really going to have the embarrassment behind that. If everything would have just gone ahead. But not even the shock. They know that. So this is not the first time he was screaming that out, right? They know he has Tourette's. They know he's in the crowd. They know there's going to be some sort of an outburst, regardless of what it is.
It feels staged.
Yeah,
they would have if they would have edited it out. We wouldn't have known it happened. They probably would have went backstage.
I don't know about stage.
They probably would have met dude that there, and dude would have said, "Yo, I'm sorry." Da da da. And they were like, "Yeah, no scene. You got Tourette's. We understand. No scene. Thank you very much for the apology," and gone about the business. And they probably would have did an apology to the crowd properly. But we wouldn't be talking about it. We wouldn't have to. This dude wouldn't have to be like, well, now I look like something that I'm not because of this disease. It's bringing the wrong awareness.
That's the part that feels staged. Like it feels like they wanted to make this into a spectacle when they could have made this nothing real quick, real easy.
100%.
Even putting him in the room, like I guess he has to be there. He's there for a reason. But like, there's not a microphone next to everybody's seat. Why would you put a dude with Tourette's next to the microphone? Put him somewhere where it'd be almost damn near impossible to hear him.
Far away, yeah.
And that's what I meant about like accommodating. And this is where me and Will were talking earlier, and I had started drinking. But I was talking about how they accommodate.
Put him in a room.
No, yeah, I did, but not like a room, like per se, like. But what I meant is every single disability that we can see physically, almost, is even some that you can't see, are accommodated. We have ramps for people with wheelchairs. If we have elevators. If you want to go watch a fucking show, but you don't want to absorb the noise, we got earmuffs for auditory diseases and auditory sensibility and shit. Like, so, like, we have ways to accommodate people with disabilities. The fact that this man has Tourette syndrome, and you didn't say, hey, listen, we need to get this guy as far away from any microphone possible. And don't tell me he yelled fucking nigger from the balcony like that, and we heard it like that. No. And then the non-edit when it was like, oh, you want to take out Free Palestine and you want to take out some other guy's piece of some other guy's speech. But the nigger, the 2-syllable fucking 1-second word, you couldn't find a way to just get, and there was a pause.
Both men on stage paused.
They talked, paused, nigger, and then they started talking again. So it wasn't like that wouldn't have fucked up the show at all. You feel me? So I don't know. There was the anger is right, but it being directed at homeboy is a little off. And I mean, I admit that I was guilty of like, fuck that racist nigga for a bit. You know what I mean? But no, you have to really look into it.
You gotta laugh at the irony of homeboy being on the stage when that.
That's what I'm saying though, and that's another
not Michael
part.
B. Jordan, but the other guy can't.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, because that interview we did, he was like, "No, go ahead, say it."
Oh yeah,
I'll say it with you.
I'll say it with you.
Yeah, I never saw that.
That was the
no. Yes, he asked for it. He literally asked for it on live television.
Yo,
I think that's from a movie,
television.
though. I don't think that's a real television broadcast. I've never seen those people ever again. I don't think that's real. Those are real anchors or anything like that. I think that was from a movie.
Oh, word.
It's staged or something
I've
like
only
that.
seen the clip, so I don't know.
The clip.
I didn't know it.
All right. So, do we think that the fellow with Tourette's is racist?
No.
I don't. Okay. I believe that, of course, like everybody, he's been around and seen some racist shit. Does he personally go around there and hang out and that's his people? I don't think so. No, he's not a racist.
All right. So I'm gonna read Jude's. No, actually, Jude, hit me
What
with
do you
this.
think? That's your topic.
So Donald J. Trump gave a phone call to the men's hockey team that won the gold medal.
Yes, he did.
And he made a comment basically saying, hey, I want to invite you guys to the White House. The women had also won gold. And he said, oh, I guess I should probably invite them too so I don't get impeached. And the whole hockey team laughed. And a lot of people were in uproar about it. They feel like that was very misogynistic. I believe the women's hockey team boycotted and they didn't attend the ceremony. I guess my question is, do you guys think that was... Obviously, I think what Donald Trump said was misogynistic. Do you think the men's hockey team should be kind of castrated in the same light for laughing at the joke? Or do you feel like it was kind of like, the president made a joke, better laugh? Do you give them grace for that or no?
I'm offended as someone who does tell good jokes and makes people laugh all the time, that was even considered a joke. It's not even funny. Not funny because it's misogynist. It's not funny because this, that, and the third. It's not funny because there's no punchline. I don't know. What do you mean? I might get impeached. Haha. It's the worst joke ever written.
Yeah. Why would you get impeached for not invading?
If it's misogynist, jokes are all over the place. Anybody can make a joke. It just wasn't funny. So why are you laughing? I think they should apologize for laughing at something that wasn't funny.
Yeah, for stooging. No, they just laughed because it was the president of the United States. And I don't even want to say because it was the president of the United States. It's because it was Donald Trump and he's the president of the United States and you don't know what he's going to do.
I need someone
That's why they laughed.
So I have to invite them or else I might get impeached.
Right?
But isn't the joke like if there was a woman in the Oval Office, he'll get impeached? Because if he's like cracking on Bill Clinton, like wouldn't it be the opposite then? It's like
I think he's just cracking on the fact.
I think he's making a joke that everyone thinks he's misogynist.
Yeah, I think he's cracking on exactly. So if he doesn't invite them, they'll say something about it and then impeach him, which is just dumb because he's an idiot.
Yeah, that's not funny. I think he should have done it the other
funny,
way.
You know,
if he would have said, I'd like to invite the men's hockey team. Can't invite the girls though. I might get impeached, because then he's playing off of how he likes to grab people by the pussy.
Exactly.
He's playing about how Bill Clinton used to get head. Like there's that taboo around the president and women.
And that would actually land as a joke.
AFK.
It would have actually landed that one.
As a joke.
That would have actually landed.
Yeah.
Like he's right. That would have actually landed. Oh, I better not bring them bitches over here because you know what they gonna say.
You know how I
Like, that actually is a joke. Where this is not a joke. Like this
exactly.
is like
no,
but like he literally didn't think of inviting them. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it was a second class thought. Like you got the second hand invite, not like you represented this country well. All this patriotic bullshit that he claims to be about, and you're supposed to invite them off the strength of that. This feels like a second ass hand. So it's not a joke. It's straight disrespect.
No, it's.
And if you're gonna ask me my opinion,
I think he's making a joke about how disrespectful
and that part is not a joke.
Just not funny.
The dudes really should be laughing. I guess you can't really hold it over them. I'm not fucking with them for showing up. So like that's how I'm on that. You guys know me, like,
right?
Like hey,
I'm fucking with the ones that didn't show up. There's a few that said, "Nah, I got practice tomorrow," and they didn't show up. Yeah. See, I didn't even think about it that way, EJ. I was just thinking like. He's not good at telling
them all
jokes.
back to just play for their
he's
Canadian
not funny.
teams.
And you know what they got for dinner?
Yeah, McDonald's, I heard.
Yeah.
He fed the
guys,
McDonald's?
The girls got like a catered dinner, and I think the guys got like.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the girls didn't show up.
Or wherever they were. They had a catered dinner because they had their own thing to celebrate their win.
I heard Flavor Flav offered to fly him out to Vegas and party with him.
I saw something on the internet.
Yo, do you know Flavor Flav puts money into sorry to interrupt. Flavor Flav puts money into the women's athletics for women Olympians and stuff like that because he found out that they don't make that much money and some of them work in second jobs. And then he started with the women's water polo team. Or something like that, and then it branched off into women's Olympics, the women's Olympics team, and then it branched off into Olympics. Like he puts money but the players, not the actual Olympic team, but into the players to get them that. Because he's like, yo, these people are representing America.
Shout out Flavor
they're
Flav
busting their ass. Let's get them some money. Yeah, he's bringing them all out to party in Vegas and everything.
Yeah, no, I saw a side by side picture. I don't know if it was fact checked or not, but they showed like men's dinner, women's dinner. So they showed like the dudes like looked like they were eating McDonald's or something in sandwich bags or something. Yeah, and then the women had like
many fries.
And this kind of branches off, and I just want to kind of shout out Big Dave Batista for saying this, and it's like Flavor Flav too. Men need to be louder about the rights of women, and that's just the fact. And I just wanted to put that out there because, like, the fact that how are you doing it? I understand that okay, the WNBA is not going to make what the NBA makes, but the women should still be like. Compensate.
Well, you can be real. Like we can be
real
and acknowledge that there's a gap in talent. There's a gap in the entertainment level. There's a gap in how we consume it.
Yeah.
But you're a president of the fucking country. You still respect your people, and that's where like how do you miss that gap? Like we all know like women's hockey isn't like men's hockey. We all know the entertainment value wasn't quite the same for people that consume hockey on a large level. Like.
Bro, it's a gold fucking medal.
While still respecting them in what they did and give them, you know what I mean, the acknowledgement. And that's why I think, like, that's why you just know he's scum. Like, this is easy to do, and he chooses to always go the other route.
Yeah, for me, like every time.
Yeah, the women didn't attend the White House thing. It must have been a different private dinner you saw.
But like every time I see him, every time he talks, every time he opens up his mouth, I'm like, you think that there's a certain air of presidency that the president acts under.
Should have.
Like you're acting presidential. And they'll show like clips of him talking this compared to Obama, compared to Bush, compared
Drunken
to
businessman.
all these other past presidents, for something as simple as the speech they give after they concede their seat.
Right.
When it's the next one's about to take over, if they lost the re-election or anything like that, or they about their opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's then you look. They show all these. The presidential is like always like da 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 da. I know we didn't see eye to eye, but he's going to be a great president because we all want the best for the future of this country. And da da da. Then you have Trump, who's just sitting there, and he's a bad guy, and I hate him, and he's scum. He's scum. He's that. And you just hear him talking. It's like you're a president.
Facts.
And then people are proud to have this like.
No,
if your kids or your girl is out doing whatever, like they're a representation of you. You don't want them out acting a fool, especially your kids. You don't want your kids out acting a fool, stealing, pushing over old ladies and shit. 'Cause that's a representation of you. And a lot of people look at the president as a reputation of them in their country. So this is who you want to represent you?
Facts. And what Trump has to understand is that like the gold medal that these people won is not for themselves. They bring that back to the country. America won that gold medal together. That's what it's supposed to represent. That's what the Olympics is supposed to be. Why do you think people are so proud when one man breaks that fucking 100-meter record? When Usain Bolt broke that record, it turned up all of Jamaica. All of it, bro. Because it was for the country. That's when the phrase Jamaica to the world became a phrase. Because everybody knew who the fuck Jamaica was after Usain did that, right? Now, everybody knows the fuck America is. Okay, cool, whatever. But now they definitely know because their president is a fucking idiot. And this is not what you really need representing anything. Yo, like I said, Trunk. Is his name now, Trunk. Because he's the fucking drunken businessman at the fucking gathering. Yo, hold on, I'll tell you who Trump is. He's fucking Larry from accounting who drinks too much at the fucking Christmas party. And he's like, yeah, you know how we're gonna get
nigga, you are real close to getting the music. I'm sorry, you're real close to getting the music.
You know how they're gonna get nigga, shut the fuck up.
You're real close to getting the music.
Nigga, just,
you're real close to getting the music. Like, we get the point, nigga. You don't like Trump. We get it.
It's not nigga, just let the analogy, let the analogy play out, nigga.
Okay, go ahead. Go. I'm giving you the music soon. As soon as you start doing voices.
This nigga said, you know who the fuck I am? He's like, I am the nigga that's gonna burn down the mailroom so that you forget about all the money that I embezzled. That's who Trump is. The drunk fucking Larry at the fucking Christmas party.
That just wants his fucking stapler. Do you think they should they should have gotten in trouble for laughing? Like, I think laughing at a joke is not. You're safe. No.
You said you're safe
for laughing. Like, if someone says like a really bad joke, should you get in trouble?
You want them in trouble for laughing, sorry.
I know, right? Like, but there was a lot of women and a lot of people that were just like really shitting on the men's team for like entertaining Trump's misogyny. And it's kind of like the Tourette's thing. Like, I get their frustration, but I don't really put the blame on the players like that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Let me ask you something though. This is Canada. This is Canada. We know hockey players. I can name 8 that probably aren't a bunch of misogynistic motherfuckers. You ever been in a hockey locker room and hear they talk about women? Come on now. It's sports. Of course they were going to fucking laugh. Of course they were going to fucking laugh. It's the men's hockey team, nigga.
Yeah.
Come on now. Like, I'm not disrespecting. Like, I'm not sitting here to say, you know what I'm saying? It's just
there's a culture in there. We can just leave it at that. They can deny it if they want. People know.
Yeah, for me, the onus is strictly on the president.
The onus is, but if you ever want change in this world, you can't just sit back and laugh at jokes. Like, if you want people to stop being racist, you can't be the one sitting there while they're making nigga jokes laughing.
I get it.
True. But again, I also question, like, how aware were these players that they were being recorded? Like, people are ignorant as fuck when they're alone, like in closed spaces, right? So,
I'm pretty sure they were being
phone call from the president. You should have the assumption.
I guess I'm not really trying to make excuses for them.
I'm sure they knew they were being recorded.
It doesn't need to be a huge story. It's one of those things where it's like, you guys could act better. You could show a little bit more maturity and respect. But I wouldn't want to crucify them for it.
And you know what else? Yeah. That would have taught the president a lesson too for making stupid jokes, and then the response would have been silence on the other line.
That wouldn't do shit.
No, it wouldn't do. I know.
Don't get my jokes.
I knew it wouldn't have done shit. But you know what I'm saying, though. It would have been a good fucking at least bit sound just to hear him tell the joke. And
Jesus Christ!
You said it would have been a good fucking. God,
I said a good fucking bit.
Out of bounds.
Stop picking shit out.
He's pausing. It's a. His computer's throwing the pause out. It's a literal. It's a literal.
This nigga's trying to
say some gay shit. The computer's like pause.
This nigga trying to fucking soundbite my shit. Oh, did you say fucking? No, nigga. Good fucking bit, nigga.
You got the ultimate pause.
I didn't hear the bit. I just heard good fucking.
I didn't hear the bit.
I didn't hear the bit. I just heard that.
You want to hear another crazy soundbite? Why can't we eat babies? We have a whole bunch of babies just laying around. And there's too many of them, so why can't we just eat them? Look up where that's from. You're late.
Well, I have to draw the line somewhere. I have to draw the line somewhere.
You're late.
I know it's March 1st, but
on Black History Month,
3 years.
You're late.
All right, let's do it. What do we? Who do you want to?
This nigga want ignorant cross on the podcast today.
Who do you want?
I got a list
eat,
actually
baby?
that I went through. I want to shout out some people. These are all some old names. You guys would know some of them, might not know some of them, but at the end of the names, I'll get into the synopsis of it.
All right.
So I want to shout out Patrice Lumumba. He's from the Congo. I don't know if y'all are familiar with him. He was a Pan-Africanist. He was an anti-colonialist. He was murdered at the age of 35. I want to holler out Thomas Sankara. If you ever studied about like Burkina Faso and all the stuff that's gone on down there, he was another like type of Pan-Africanist, another one of those anti-colonialism guys. He was assassinated at 37. Shout out Amilcar Cabral. This is a dude I just learned about. He is from the Republic of Guinea. Same kind of thing I'm saying. Another one that was against colonialism, anti-colonialism, a Pan-Africanist, murdered at 48. Chris Haney, he made it to 50. South African, same thing. He opposed the apartheid, assassinated. Bantu Stephen Biko, I've heard of him. Stephen Biko, he was assassinated by age 30. Same thing, anti-apartheid, South African. He was beaten to death while in custody by prison guards. Yeah. Eduardo Mondlane, this man was from Mozambique, another politician, Pan-Africanism, anti-colonialism. He was assassinated in fighting the Portuguese and trying to take down their colonial rule. Later on, after his death, they actually got that accomplished and, they got their independence. And then we could talk about just what we know in North America, from Malcolm X, 39, Martin Luther King, 39, Fred Hampton, 21, Tupac Shakur, 25. We could talk about Nelson Mandela, who got to live a longer life, but spent 27 of those years incarcerated for fighting the apartheid.
Yeah.
My summary to that was because I had a conversation recently with my aunt, and we go back and forth all the time about history and Black culture, African, all the stuff we talk about. And I was getting passionate about, like, how come we don't just figure things out? Like, it's been so much years, like, and she's like, Anthony, what you don't understand and what a lot of you guys seem to forget is, like, we figured this out many times over. And every time we figure it out, somebody gets killed. And she's like, if you look at the history, so many of these men don't even see 40. So I started to read up on them. And as I showed you the list, a lot of these dudes died by 40 or before 40. All these are assassinations. None of these they're all documented assassinations. And these are the ones we know. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more. So it is a thing that we've been fighting. This fight has continued for years and years and years all around the world. This is not just something that's North American based. Africa's been doing the same thing. Caribbean's doing the same thing. It looks like there's definitely there's a connection here, guys. They're taking out people at a certain age, a certain level of strength, a certain level of influence, and there definitely seems to be a connection how a lot of these men, strong men, once they start fighting certain things, they're removed. Half the time, it's their own people that are removing them. Their own people. Hired or turned against them or paid or whatever it is. So it's one of those things where my aunt was like, she don't really have the answers, but don't assume that what we're doing now is new or that, this is a new age thing or whatever. Like people haven't known this or people haven't been fighting. They have been collaborating. They have been trying to do things diplomatically. A lot of these are politicians. These are people that are trying to win the diplomatic way and they get assassinated. So let's not sleep on that. And shout out to all those names and remember them. They did a lot, spared their whole life to get us to where we're at today. And we got to keep pushing that shit.
And it goes back to what I was saying. There's so many names that we don't even know. I mean, there's so many names that we don't even know. Like we it's just names of people that were like help. Not I don't want to say help, but were strategic parts of the fucking plan. But the only person that gets the recognition is the person who came up with the plan.
Can you throw that list over to me?
We gotta find these people and big them up too. Gotta big them up. And I'm glad you do things like that.
I try to find them, man. Shout them all out.
Do you have that?
That's why we got my glasses for it.
Throw that list over to me?
Yeah, I can send you the list of names and I'll send that to you.
Yeah, I want to. There's a lot of names on there I wasn't familiar with.
Big names, man.
But I hate to do it like this, but I'm gonna do it like this. I'm starting to believe more and more and more that they know something about black folk that we may have forgotten. in our history. Because the way they want us done and suppressed and killed
Dirty. Dirty.
historically for all this time, there's something up. Like I understand why they're scared of us now. You know what I'm saying? If you keep treating the animal a certain way, at some point they feel like it's gonna turn on them when that's not what black people are. It's not what we're about. But I feel like there's something about black folk that maybe they knew back in the 1200s or 1000s or BC or something like that.
I think it goes back before that.
I can tell you what it is.
I think
It's
it
resources.
goes back way before that.
Powers and resources.
It's resources.
I think it goes back to.
Oh, you mean
Jesus Christ.
in Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
No, I think it even goes back to like Jesus Christ, like to the like. We all know in our like soul, in our like just logically everything, Jesus Christ was of a darker skinned, somewhat persuasion, and I think it goes back to like the savior of God being the savior of mankind, being dark skinned, them killing him telling them the right thing to do, them not wanting to do that and saying fuck that and killing that guy. And I don't know. I think I play the conspiracy music again, because trust me, I'm telling you, it goes way back further. I think racism is just something that was ingrained in fucking human beings.
It's relatively new.
It's new, but is it new? Like, it started with religion. It started with like, I don't know. Is it new? Like, is it really?
Like,
we don't know that
racism
cavemen
is
weren't
relatively
killing
new.
each other because
Like we didn't like people being called the N-word and like being
yeah, but
black,
that's with
white people being
vocabulary.
like white
dude.
people didn't even call themselves white until like I can't give you the exact year, but it's modern. They used to really focus on the regions they were from. People focused on the tribes they were from. Our version of racism is relatively new. Like this whole massive separation between.
But
black
like I
and
said,
white.
once you conquer everything, like okay, let's say like a tribe
the
of
color
black
is
people
part
were,
of it, right?
let's say a tribe of black folks is fighting each other, and then they were all conquered and into one tribe. And then the same with the white folks over here, and they were all conquered and into one tribe. Once you conquer that whole region, you start to say, hey, we're going to look for people that are just different than us and conquer that. So I don't want to say it's like racism is bred from something else, and I don't exactly know what to call it, to where it's just like
Ignorance.
ignorance. But at the
Racism
same
is
time,
bred
like you
from
said,
ignorance.
it goes also back to like the regional shit
But
he was
the
talking
thing is, it's
about.
like if you just go around
Like,
conquering
and
I don't think-
religion.
if you go
'Cause-
around conquering stuff, you're not like if you look at Genghis Khan, who went around conquering the shit out of shit. He just bumped into people that looked different than him. He wanted the land, like Daddy was saying, the resources
Yeah,
or whatever the fuck. You're not just conquering because that. I think
They look like a thing, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about the.
No,
conquering.
I almost feel like racism almost was like a institutionalized religion in the sense like this is a way you can convince your whole community to get on your side. So if I say, "Yo, let's go take over this land," and your people are like, "Well, there's people over there," you got to be like, "They're not like us."
Yeah, you got to say
You know,
something to
you-
make them. Yeah, you have to say
Yeah,
something.
exactly. You got to dehumanize them.
You know what, Daddy?
And
That
I think that's why racism probably stems from, because I don't think it's just like a natural instinct. I do believe in like the tribalism and like when people are like, I'm from this region and like these are my people, this is my culture. But
that's just
I feel like there was,
patriotism, though.
but I feel like there was still a level of you respected other humans as human beings. Now the only way you can literally wipe out another group of humans is when you
dehumanize
think
them.
they're less than.
Yes, it's the
through
dehumanizer.
class and yeah. I got a question now. That reminds me of a question I asked this on Facebook. What a question for the three of y'all. I want y'all to answer for me, please. Why do black folk hate everything about slavery except Christ?
Because I don't think Christianity didn't come from slavery. Christianity was warped to use in slavery.
Sorry, say that again?
Christianity didn't come from slavery. So we don't have to. Christianity was warped to use in slavery.
No, but Christianity didn't come from slavery. But
I get it.
Black-
A lot of
black
black people
Americans
are
don't
Christians because of slavery. I get that. But
A lot.
We don't have
And
to.
colonialism, because it's not even slaves.
But what
like,
about niggas that have no idea what the fuck slavery like really was?
No,
because
Christianity is rampant. Christianity is rampant in Africa, like East Coast, like all over Africa, it's rampant.
I get it.
Without slavery, it's just under the umbrella of colonialism.
Is Christianity bad? In a nutshell,
As a religious doctrine, probably not, but as an organized religion,
the problem is
because they use that as a tool. It's kind of like, yo,
are the people in Africa using that as? I don't know about Africa. You're gonna tell me. So are the people in Africa using that as a tool to suppress people in Africa?
Hear me out. Is a gun can be a good thing, but you put it in the wrong hands.
All right,
I
get that. But are the people in Africa who are Christians now using that tool to suppress more people in Africa through Christianity, like it was done in slavery? I don't know. I'm asking.
To a point, like you look at places like Uganda, where they want to literally murder homosexuals, and they're using religious doctrine as the reason to do it.
They're doing that everywhere. True. But I get that. Now, as a whole, is Christianity in the world, like just people being Christians, suppressing? Like Trump is doing some shit with it right now. But like as a whole, ain't nothing wrong with being Christian.
I think
what's wrong was using the Bible to lie to a group of people to turn them into slaves. To say, hey, look, this book says you're less than me. Listen to it. When it didn't fucking say that.
What's wrong is the miseducation. You got a bunch of people that think they're Christian, that think they're following Christ, that have been completely
and a blood clot devil worship.
Miseducated. So that is where you can say, in a nutshell, or under an umbrella, that Christianity does have a negative impact. Has had negative impacts. You can't just pinpoint it to that.
But are we gonna do? Can we just go back to putting it on like that's the same as hip hop again?
No, that's not putting it on that.
Some kids listen to hip hop and
let me explain why. Because this has a level of studying. This has a level of reference point. Africans did not have Christianity until Europeans brought Christianity. Like they didn't have this King James version nonsense. None of that existed in Africa. So they brought that with their colonialism. They brought that as part of their, what I consider their play, their warfare. That was just another step in their play. So there's definitely been like us as Africans, in my belief system and everything I've studied, if we go to pre-colonialism, there is no thing called Christianity being used. That's not how we governed ourselves.
But to say why do we have to? You
don't have to hate it. You could just give it back.
Nobody said anything.
But that was the question. The question. But that was
the question.
But the question is, why do they hate everything about slavery except for
they
Christianity?
hate everything about slavery because they understand it and they don't understand the Christianity part. So that's why they don't hate that.
What about? Okay, but what about?
They don't understand how. So basically, they don't understand how Christianity was used to oppress
the world, to oppress certain people, to control the entire world's narrative, to literally.
But there's a right and wrong version of everything.
But regardless if there's a right and wrong version of everything.
This thing was used.
This is the wrong one was used.
And it's in your face. They call it specific names like Roman Catholic Church. They tell you right there.
I get it. But then he says this one was used. Like he said, J. Thaddeus said a gun can be a good thing. But he murdered somebody with a 9, so we're gonna ban 9s everywhere, or you shouldn't use 9s because this one was used.
No, not that.
No, nigga, no.
You're walking through a neighborhood where gunshots are going off all the time, and you can't go out by a certain time. At the same time, when that stops, you're worshiping the gun.
I'm not even hearing this.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is you have everything that came out of slavery, redlining, systemic racism, overseers, police, all this stuff that's still being used, the system that was built off of that's still being used, we hate. Why is there so many of us that stayed with what may have been worse, which was the
Which
corruption
gave
of
them
our
the right to do it in
soul
their sin.
and our belief.
You know what's a better way of putting this, Maurice, is like separate the ideology from like the system. Now the ideology of Christ it's probably like a fantastic kind of
I
like
get you. I'm 100%.
like if I was to like teach someone live as much as Christ as possible, I think that's a great way to live, and I don't think you should hate
that's
that.
true. I think that statement's actually not a factual statement, Jude. There's a lot of things in the Bible that have been framed in a way that you think is positive, but if you say that to like your son, you'd be like, "Am I sure I want you to live like that? Like, are you sure? Yeah, you sure you want to
Christ-like?
sacrifice certain things? You sure you want to?" There's lots of stuff that's in the Bible that
Yeah.
But I guess
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying separate. Okay, what about Christ do you
in the Ten Commandments alone they talk about having.
Christ had nothing to do with the Ten Commandments.
Christ had nothing to do with the Ten Commandments.
Christ had nothing to do
What
with the
does
Ten
Christ have to
Commandments.
do with?
Christ is the New Testament, brother.
So how's Christ
even less than that.
The golden rule: do unto others as you would want to be treated.
Explain it.
We got to listen. Hold on. I really like this conversation. I wanted to continue, but we have to do the one at a time. So EJ asked Daddy a question.
Ahead,
I need Daddy to answer the question.
Daddy hit that.
And then when
Jesus Christ.
and then Murder, when you get the chance, when there's space, interject. Or what you guys need to do. But when there's space, my nigga, when there's space. Okay?
Nigga, you take
Let's go.
Go ahead, G.
space.
So yeah, basically when you look at the story of Jesus Christ in its own singularity outside of like what the Bible and but I mean obviously the story's in the Bible, but if you take away like the religious doctrine around it and what Jesus Christ himself,
what he was doing,
what he was doing, there's very, very, very little that I can think is like, no, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
It's what the religious institution decided to create an institution around and use that as its backdrop. Like, look at this person that did amazing things, and now we can say we can do disgusting things, but because it's based in this kind of form of good, now I have an excuse to why I can do these disgusting things. But if you just look at what Jesus Christ stood for, you could be like, yo, this is fairly all good.
And that's what I mean
And
about.
I'm like, so if you say be Christ-like versus be a Christian, and I think it was Gandhi that's like, yo, I love your Jesus Christ, I hate your Christians. And that's kind of like what I'm trying to encapsulate is that Christianity at its core is probably a really good thing. There's very little that I would disagree with. Like, and when I say Christianity, I mean being as much of Christ-like as possible versus being a Roman Catholic Christian that goes to a priest and confesses his sins and has to do communion and all that unnecessary, like
the organized
stuff.
religion part of it.
Yeah. And I get that, and I get what you're.
And that's the part that Black people should denounce.
The part that they've institutionalized into a system that's like, and the lies, like he was saying, because nothing in the Bible is telling you to treat anybody like shit.
The Bible does do that a lot. Jesus Christ did not, but the Bible did.
Sorry, thank you for the correction. Thank you for the correction. Because it's like, again, with the 10 Commandments and all that, like you brought up, that predates Jesus by hundreds of years. And people got that confused. Hence why there's so many things in the Old Testament about how certain people shouldn't do certain things and then be put to death and all this in Leviticus and all this ray. And then Jesus came in the New Testament and was like, y'all are wildin'. That is not what that means. You know what I mean? So it was like he reinforced the good nature of what the 10 Commandments really is.
In the sequel.
People are because it's the sequel. But
do you understand
the Bible
how ridiculous? No, but you understand how ridiculous that is?
It sounds, and it's ridiculous.
No, it is. Not sounds, is. The sequel?
No, I get it. I get what you're
saying.
saying.
What I'm saying? So
but it's like, and it wasn't even a sequel. It's like it's one story, brother. Where it's like
it's a
bunch of stories put into one story. You feel me?
That was used to oppress.
Okay.
But think about it this way. Now, this is where my conspiracy comes in. You're oppressing our spirituality, wiping our history. There has to be a reason for that. Our spirituality has to be scary as fuck. I'm talking like communication with the earth, communication with, you know what I'm saying? Like pure.
I think
I get you. Supposed to be here type joints. You know what I'm saying?
The ones that brought Christianity in that form to us should be enough for you to say, we don't, like, thank you very much. Now take it back.
All right.
Like,
okay. I understand. But here's how I'm going to put it. Here's how I'm going to put it. A bed sheet is made for comfort. When you put a bed sheet on, you feel comfort, you're wrapped up, you're nice, right? If I take that bed sheet and I wheel it around and I use it to restrain you and hog tie you, is a bed sheet become a rope, or is it still just a bed sheet that's been altered?
It's a bed sheet
that's been altered.
Multiple.
But now,
are you gonna hold on? Are you gonna Are you gonna stop using bed sheets? Because you niggas interrupted me. So are you gonna stop using bed sheets?
I'll answer.
Can I answer?
So, in your analogy, hold on. In your analogy, I didn't have bed sheets before. I already had a dope comforter. You brought bed sheets and tried to tell me get rid of my comforter and take your bed sheets, replace my shit.
Semantics, nigga.
No, that's what it is.
That's not semantics.
That's what it is. You're coming in telling me what I already have. I don't need it. You have something better. Get rid of what I have, replace it with what you have, and then I'm supposed to move forward with that. I'm saying, as a person that has studied this stuff and gone back, cool. Christianity might have a lot of great things, but I just know y'all brought it. Y'all brought it like you brought all the other stuff. Take it back. We'll figure our shit out where we were before. That's kind of how I see it.
And how I see it with your analogy, okay? If you want to say that the comforter is semantics, okay. I don't agree with that, but let's say the comforter is semantics. And then, am I gonna stop using the bed sheet? No. Okay. Let's say no, I'm not gonna stop using the bed sheet. But where am I gonna keep on wrapping that bed sheet around my own wrists and then wrapping it around my children's
No, I'm
wrists?
gonna use it properly.
Hold on. Like, nigga, listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to use that same oppression. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's stopping using. You're saying to stop using a bed sheets, but to continue to use the bed sheets how it was used against you. Those bed sheets were your oppression, and now you're just adopting it and wrapping it around your own wrist. You're just oppressing yourself on that shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody's saying not to use bed sheets. We're just saying, hey, I'm going to continue to use the comforter, which has the same impact as the bed sheets.
Okay.
But I'm not going. But so no one's saying. I'm not saying I don't believe in God. I'm not saying that I don't walk around, but I don't believe in God because I'm scared to go to hell. Okay, I'm not a good person because I don't want to burn in hell. I'm a good person because I'm morally in tune with my creator.
But it goes back to the question I asked Daddy. Which black people are doing that right now and using that tool as they did back then? And who are you to say how black people Hold on.
Every motherfucker that's selling a $20 bag to get
Who are you to say how all black people are being Christians right now and need to stop?
Nobody said that.
Sorry, hold on. Are you asking me that question?
Well, that was the original question because, my nigga, you said, hey, it is the rope and we just need to cut that shit out. But you did say originally Christianity isn't a bad thing on a whole, but how it was used is a bad thing. Which niggas are doing that? Which niggas are doing like?
Yeah. Okay.
And for every black man you give me, I'll give you a white one doing it too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, which is very important. So, for instance, you go somewhere like in Uganda, and you'll meet a ton of people that will put up with shitty circumstances. They accept all these terrible things that happen to them because in their mind,
pray on it.
Jesus Christ will come and save them.
I understand that.
Which is the crazy notion to think of, where it's like you have eternal hope in the afterlife, so you allow yourself to live in hell on earth. And that is organized religion that has taught these people these things, right?
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Because if you really believed in like just the teachings of Christ, you would make your life good today.
And in the same Bible, it tells you that work hard and it shall be rewarded. Nowhere in the Bible does it say laziness and prayer is rewarded. These are these people fucking up the words of the Bible for their own good.
That's what I'm saying. But what you're
For their
what
own
you're
bad,
me,
sorry, not
but
good.
But what you're telling me is but what they've done is they've taken the bed sheet that was comforting, they turned it into a rope, and they've constrained you.
So I get it. So, but
all I'm
to say
saying
to
is,
throw
like,
shit away and not
unle-
educate them on it is wild.
Give it back.
What do you mean?
My man said,
What do you mean? But the thing is, where you?
Jesus Christ!
Hold on. The thing is, the place where these people learn to get their education is already tainted. So where are you going to get your education? You're going to go back to your people. You go back to your people to get the education. You're not going to end up with Christianity.
No, I understand that. But you might end up with some form of it because it's not the oldest. It's not the.
Sure.
It's not the oldest
Sure.
Bible. It's not the oldest Bible located in Ethiopia. It's not a lot. Half of those lands that they were speaking about in the Bible, African lands. These were black people they were talking about. World history is our fucking history, bro.
And where did I contradict
We just
that?
need to fucking, instead of throwing the whole thing out, we just need to study it properly and do it right. And hell, that's what I'm trying to do. Because
I don't think it was prefaced as no one was throwing the entire thing out, but it's just like
we're supposed to hate Christianity. That's what the question. The original question was: we should hate Christianity.
But I try to separate Christianity, the institution. Fuck yeah, get rid of that.
Well, I believe in any institution. When you say institution, I want to say the business of it, because the institution of a church and going and fellowship and all that shit is dope. It is. I don't fuck with it no more. I mean, I try to, but when I go with my moms and we all there, we eat the patty them and we talk and everything is good. Life is good. You feel me? So that whole thing is cool. And the whole I need your money, the whole I need your money shit. You know, you don't need Christianity for that, but that's what it breeds.
One thing
more time.
it breeds a lot of things. So you got it. You can't just take the good and ignore the bad.
It bred a lot of things. We're trying to denounce that. That's why people are like, "Oh, Trump is no Christian."
He's trying to be one.
That's why people are like, Trump is no Christian. This other guy is no Christian. Ray. All this shit is warped, brother. And that's the same shit that we're talking about. I don't hate Christianity. I hate the warping of what was done to Christianity in order to oppress people. Because there is no reason why you should take the word of God and try to
let's
destroy
back up then. Who told you it was the word of God? That's what I keep trying to reference. They brought this to you. Your ancestors weren't studying this shit until these colonials, and they call it that because it sounds nice. What it really was war. These fuckers attacked your ancestors in Africa and went to war. That's what really went down. We call it colonialism. We call it slavery. This was war. And a part of their tactics,
I think it froze on the angriest.
A part of their tactics was bringing this shit to the war. And if it, hold on, let me finish. Don't jump in. Just let me finish. If this was truly for the betterment of people, why did you bring it with force, violence, rape, and torture? If it was always a positive thing, you brought it with only in your language. You changed everyone's language. That's why everyone in Africa speaks fucking French, English, Spanish, all these other languages.
They changed that language. The Bible.
Damn right it wasn't written in English. So they went and flipped everything and then brought it to you and said, take it. And if you didn't take it, you had to die. Like it was forced on people. So there's a good reason why people should look at it from a different vantage point. You can't just take it like that.
So what you're saying is black Christians really need to look into something
They need
else?
to look into how they became Christians to begin with. They need to look into what they're studying and why. Like, how did we even get here? Like, what made us Christians? And not Christians in the sense like God doesn't exist, Jesus doesn't exist. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying in the way they've reframed it, they've called it the Roman Catholic. They've called it under King James. They gave it all their own stories and their names, and then they repackaged it for us. They literally have pictures. Now, if we go back 20, 30 years, 40 years, all the imagery I saw was white people. The Last Supper's all white people. Everything was all that. So our people need to go back and really research it and study. What am I in? How did I get here? Like, why am I in this religion as what it is? And then go backwards to figure out if this is really for you.
I get you. So
how did the slave and the master have the same God?
It was forced on the slave.
How did that happen?
I get you. No, I get what you're saying. So now, okay.
My God's your God. My God is okay with you doing this to me.
No, nigga, we all know that's another warping, and we're already there. We've already passed that. That's a warping. Cool. Now that, okay, black people today need to look back at how they became Christians and why they're Christians today.
In the form that they are the same God.
Okay, in the form that they are today. Once they find out, what the fuck you want them to do about it? Because what if they know already? Hold up. What if they know already? We know it's from slavery. I know 100%. You ain't got to convince me, and I ain't got to do no fucking research. What would you like me to do about it?
What would you want to do about it?
Nothing.
Okay,
I'm cool with being a Christian.
You know what? And
if you come up with that conclusion on your own and you're very young, by
once
all
you have
means.
all the information and you can make it like an informed.
You sound like you want me to change religions.
No,
no. Hold up. No. Let me frame how it sounds. Let me frame how it sounds. It sounds like somebody saying, "Hey, what you studying and what you worshiping is wrong, and it was brought to you on some bullshit. So take this book and study this instead, or find a different book." It sounds pretty similar.
That's how you're hearing it. How I'm trying to explain
why would that make you upset? No, I want to hold on.
I'm just trying to get where it's going.
Why would that make you upset?
It doesn't make me upset. I'm trying to figure out where
the question got you animated. The question got you upset. The question got you heated. So the question: if you're a Christian and you're godlike or you're Christ-like, then the question should only be. It's like Plato sitting with Socrates. The question should only arise with a discussion.
It's just a debate, nigga. I'm not angry. I ain't coming out my fucking house to look for nobody, nigga.
But still, you're getting upset in the.
That's allowed in a debate, nigga. That's fucking loud in a debate, nigga. What planet have you been on for the last fucking 78 years, my nigga?
To continue.
78 years is wild.
Fine. Cool.
He's only 2 years older.
You're allowed to.
But he's talking like he's a fucking boomer, nigga.
My question is, why does that question get you heated? Why, if someone questions your religion or questions your spirituality, doesn't say you should not have it, doesn't say fuck you because you have it, just says, hey, this is why we have this. You don't, if you want to, you should look into why we have that and see if
or better,
because the question alone.
Hold on. Better.
Hold on.
Just make it more direct and just say, Maurice, why do you want to be a Christian? Personally, for yourself.
I feel like it's the most, from what I was brought up on with my family, and from what I can see, and with a lot of the religions that I've gone into and looked at, contrary to popular belief, as you might not believe, I spent a lot of time in a place where I had nothing but books to read. And some of those were Torahs, Bibles, Qurans, a lot of things. To me, the Holy Bible in itself, in a nutshell, has everything you need when you just pick it up and read it from end to end and take out every fucking possible like miracle and like wild shit and just go with the basis of what this book is trying to tell you.
So when you adjust it, to help what you're looking for.
Just let him finish.
Yeah, like first off, it gets me fucking heated because I love God. There's your fucking answer.
Okay.
Period.
Who says
second?
So
No, don't give me another one.
So do I.
Second. Cool.
What is your point?
Second.
And you love God, nigga. So do we.
He's trying to make a point. He's trying to make his point.
Where the fuck was I, Thaddy?
The last thing you said, the Bible.
The Bible has everything. If you
take away the miracle from the.
Ain't nothing bad that book is trying to teach you. What we're doing, there's some shit in there that's written that's like, okay, questionable for sure. Different time, different era, different ways of dealing with punishment. If you want me to say, if you want me to put it, whatever. But Go ahead, Nikki.
So I need you to pick one. There's nothing bad. It's questionable, or there are some.
No,
bad
there's things that were written that were questionable.
No, hold
what
on.
it's trying to teach
my
you
question
is not bad.
That doesn't make sense, dog.
It does.
You said
because
what's
the
trying
overall,
to, the stuff in
the
there is
overall,
the stuff in there is questionable.
Soundbite ass nigga.
But what it's trying to teach you isn't bad. So
the overall premises of
shit?
the book. Okay, there's books that have a good message but bad shit written in them. But the overall message of the book, is do good and be fucking good.
You need the book to tell you that?
That's almost every religious book.
But did you need a book to tell you that, dog?
Any religious book can be twisted. We're just worried about Christianity right now because of how fucking slavery and how it was used. If we want to go into I can go tear the fucking Quran apart right now because there's some shit in there that's just like.
We'd agree.
We can do that next time.
Whatever. That's not what we fucking talking about.
I know, but back to my question is like, why did you choose Christianity then? Because in my opinion,
the simplicity of it. You want me to be honest? The simplicity of it.
The Quran is much more simplistic than the Bible. Much more. Much more.
Your Nigerian came out on that one.
They stick to just the 5 books of Moses and they cut everything else and that's it. That's it. Follow this and fuck off.
So
I think
why
did
you think that you needed religion? Why did you think that you needed religion? Because you're saying
I
the
didn't think
basics
I
of
needed it.
Well, obviously you did.
Felt like I don't know.
Because
I just have a
my
love for
thing
God
is,
that's different.
and my thing is, so one, the reason why I ask you these questions is you should never be angered when someone questions your beliefs because that's what we're supposed to be doing as
You
humans.
can't tell another person what to be angered about.
I'm not saying that. I'm not telling you what to be angry at. You can be angry, but
You
I don't
just
feel like you
did.
should be angry. Okay, cool. Well, you can't say that I should never do it because I just did it then. Number two,
you shouldn't be offended by that, by the way.
Number two, if the simplest version that you got out of it was do good and be good to people, why do you need a book to tell you that? Why is that not something that's just...
You don't need a book that's the thing. It's common sense, and you don't need a book to tell you that. And if I feel, it's all about feeling, nigga. When you feel, if you're about to do something and you're like, shit, I bet not do this, then you probably better not do this because there's probably a reason why you feel that way, right or wrong. And if the Bible aligns with a lot of things that I feel, if you want me to be honest.
That's a fair answer.
Okay. You want me to be honest? Like the Bible aligns, and hey, if I pick up the Quran, it probably aligns with a lot of things that I feel too. But I'm not one of them niggas that's just like, I'm a spiritual nigga. And I take a little piece of everything, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie on a fucking public podcast. If I'm gonna identify with something that's probably closer to Christianity, and that's just what it is.
We public.
And you grew up Christian, or your parents were Christian?
There's more churches in Jamaica than anywhere else on the fucking planet. My parents.
So that's you also got to admit that's
cool.
You got to also admit that that's a large part. You got to admit that's a large part of why you are a Christian. Because had you grown up in the Middle East, you probably would have been Muslim. So it's not.
But there's Christians over there too. You never know. I could have been Christian over there too.
There's a liquor store on every corner in Forest Lawn. That's why I'm an alcoholic.
No, you're an alcoholic because you like alcohol.
Yeah, but if I didn't grow up around nothing but liquor stores, kid walking up and
grew
down
up around alcoholics, not alcohol.
Everyone is always entitled to feel how they want to feel, and like when you read something or how it makes you feel, how you connect with it, no one can ever argue that or deny that to you because that's a personal experience. That's your own feeling. I'm going off strictly just what I can prove and what I know. I'm trying to take all the feeling out of it. Because I'd love to just feel good and just be like, yeah, I'm going to heaven and I love Christ and it's all going to work out.
Shit, my nigga.
But like in terms of knowing, we know that there's a history. We know that there's a story behind all this. We know that these books were written. People can say they were ordained by God or whatever. That's cool. They still had to be written and published and then distributed. That requires men. That requires distribution. That requires money. That requires power. So this was a plan to get these books out there. And I go off of that knowledge.
Of course. So which religious book isn't edited and mass produced, and what should we do about this?
No, they all are, and that's what I'm saying. We have to know that as a reference point. So when you're reading the stuff, when you're taking it all in, I can't take that and then flip that to being like, but this is God's word, so I can connect with it. I know that somebody edited this, went to a room with other people to decide what went into this, and then distributed it.
All right. I'm in your pocket right now, bro. I'm with you. I'm 100% with
Shit,
you.
everything froze.
What should we do about this?
Everybody or just
well, he's saying I'm in your pocket right now, bro. I'm with you. Okay, so I'm on your bandwagon now. Now, as a black folk who's a Christian through slavery because I had no choice. Now, let me know what I need to do about this, because you seem to have a plan. Or should we just make up a new religion like Scientology did, or the Jehovah's Witness, or or the Mormons, and just
need religion?
We don't necessarily need it, but there's some people that genuinely feel they do.
Right.
You feel me? And we can't change those people's minds. So without religion, some people bodied themselves a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people without religion, you know what I'm saying? So what, as black folk, my man, EJ, hold up. What, my brother, what should me and our fellow slave Christians do about this fucked up situation that we in? Because right now, my brother, I'm stuck because my God is white. My Jesus Christ on my wall is white. And they told me that the chick that he got pregnant through artificial inseminations is white. I don't know what to do, my brother. Please help me.
I have the answer.
Body myself, because God is real. I don't know.
I have the answer. Have you been to the Church of Illuminati?
Bro,
He saved me.
He saved me, just like I saved him. We co-saved. Pause.
Sorry, no, I'll let Anthony answer that.
But I don't know. I have the ultimate answer. I would say just the education is the key. Like actually studying and learning the truth of how we got here, and then asking yourself, then asking yourself like, why you think you need the things that you think you need, like a religion. Like where does that feeling come from? Inside?
Okay, but now you're out of religion and you're out of Christianity and you're into psychology.
It's all life.
You feel me?
No.
You're into psychology, bro. Because here's the thing: people feel and believe that they need something to either fall back on. And hey, not everybody chooses religion. Some people, the fucking studio is their church. You know what I mean? Some people, it's acting. Some people, it's drawing a fucking picture. It's painting. Not everybody chooses God and goes that direction every Sunday or 7 days a week. So what I need to know is what you think that because Christianity is do you feel the same way about all religion or just Christianity in general? I feel the same way
about all the monotheistic religions.
Because there's a lot of slavery.
No, I feel the same way about all the monotheistic religions. So Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Like I think they put them all in the same umbrella. I don't separate them.
Okay, so the top three then. You're like, I don't fuck with the top three.
Right.
So
I feel like Judaism is a little different in the sense of like the Jews didn't really colonize. They didn't have like a colonization. Jews don't spread the religion.
No,
in
they
fact,
tell
it's
you that
hard to become
if
a
you're
Jew.
not them, you're not like them. Basically, you're a Gentile.
But if I was an Orthodox Jew, like and I chose that, and what would your
what I was going to say is, like from what I've been studying and stuff like pre-colonization and stuff like that. Just look at the religions around the world. Look at the Buddhists and them, or sorry, not religions, but people. Like, I don't know if they should be called religions because the word religion is specific to rely on something and to follow a specific doctrine. But we have the Native Americans in North America that have their spirituality that they follow, stuff that has to do with nature and reverence and ancestors. We have Africans that do that. You have Asians that do that. So there's different cultures around the world that show you there's like a way of connecting to the universe or to the planet or to the nature. For lack of better words.
I understand that, but you have to understand that there's also one thing that there's one thing that we have lost, and that is a lot of the doctrines to the original religion that was in Africa.
We didn't lose that.
It was destroyed. I'm sorry, you're right. He was right. He's right.
Lose it.
We didn't lose it. It was destroyed. It was taken from us.
Beat out of us.
No, I'm talking about the doctrines, the actual physical fucking works of religion and shit that was written down and shit carved into stone was destroyed. But our ability to understand it now was removed because the people that are there now are so far removed from the people that originally put it there that nothing was really passed down. Do you feel me? And the people that could pass it down were either killed or shipped off to America. So I get what you're saying, and I understand that. And believe me, I would love to know because if you really check it out, Jamaica is mostly Ghana and Nigeria and that part. So I'd love to know what they were studying. I really would. Before. Don't get me wrong.
And the thing is, but think about it this way, dog. Think about it this way. So there's still some things, and I'm the only reason, like when you asked Anthony about the big three religions, I can't comment on that. I can only comment on the religion that enslaved my people.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that, if you're like, well, I picked this. Like, I can't say nothing to Sammy Davis Jr. for converting to Judaism. I can't say nothing to Mike Tyson for converting to Islam. I can't, because I don't have any direct correlation with that. I have a direct correlation with Christianity, with the church, and with slavery. Like, direct. You know what I'm saying?
Africans.
There's a lot of
No, I know. No, Arabs did enslave Africans, but I have no direct connection or correlation to that. Okay. I could go back a couple. Yeah, personally, I mean, I could go back a couple of generations, and that's slavery. My last name is a slave name, like literally from the slave. No, but no, my last name is a slave name from the slave master after we were free. So it's not like Hayes came. It's not like Hayes was like there was some kind of anything. It was from the southern United States. From a plantation. I can go to a plantation.
My name is a profession.
Where people I could go to a plantation where people their blood runs through my veins, pick cotton, sharecropping, and all that type of shit, right?
Same.
But anyway, so that's why I say that with Christianity, Christianity was used to enslave our people. So when we talk about what we want to know what the original was. What did we worship before that, and how we don't know because it was taken from us. It was beat out of us, but it was beat out of us because they wanted to replace it with something else, and they wanted to replace it with something that encouraged ours. Exactly. And then think about it this way: it's systemic. They know that this is not going to last forever. But spirituality will last forever. That's something that you will continue to put down to your kids. So when we're worshiping that same thing, even though now we're saying, well, that was a bastardized and doctored up version of it, it was still it. And now we're still
given to us wrong.
Worshiping and praying. Doesn't matter. No, it wasn't given to us wrong.
First off, you think we were reading the Bible? We couldn't read.
It wasn't given to us wrong. It was given to us.
No, they weren't letting us read. They didn't give us no fucking Bibles. You crazy? They weren't letting us read shit. So what they were telling us the religion was what we thought it was. Because do you not think there's a good Christian or good Christians?
They gave us versions of the Bible. So they gave us. And this is another thing in my argument. They changed the Bible to distribute in the United States that encouraged slavery. And then you can say, well, they changed the Bible. Okay, cool.
Well, that was in there before.
Well, no, not that part. There was stuff about like about black folk in the state. Like there's stuff in there about subjugation and everything like that.
Black?
I don't know if it's specifically black, but it was like.
But the Bible.
There's different versions of the Bible that they made.
It had a mistranslation. Where they were talking about like the curse of Can, I think, or Canaan, or however you said it, and they said like he was cursed with black skin, and that's all of us. We're now cursed with the black skin, and they tried to use those doctrines to justify Book those Mormon, things, right? And they later realized that's just a mistranslation, and that curse is actually, I believe, leprosy, which black people don't even get.
Yeah. So if they gave us that, if that was the Book of Mormon, but if they gave us a different version of the Bible like to read, like as slaves to read, because we knew how to read. We would read. Some of us would read for the slave masters. The slave masters didn't know how to fucking read.
Hold on, but basically every version of the Bible gives very strict or very explicit regulations or guidelines on how to treat slaves. Like it's not like it's they didn't change the Bible for that. That was always in there.
Even reference slaves if it's a good book.
And now it doesn't specifically say black or African slaves, but it just says hey, you can conquer these people, and if if their wives are young, you could take them as your own. They have 3 months to mourn their husbands, and then you could.
The Slave Bible is a heavily redacted 19th century version of the version created by the British missionaries for enslaved people in the Caribbean and U.S. territories, omitting 90% of the Old Testament and 50% of the New Testament. It was designed to prevent rebellion by removing liberation stories like Exodus. There was a bastardized version of the Bible that was given to fucking slaves that was that wasn't an interpretation, right? So
yeah, no,
that part. I'm saying that we got a version of the Bible that was
yes. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying. That did exist 100%. Yeah. But even before that, the Bible always, like slavery, it wasn't like the Bible never addressed slavery. Then all of a sudden they created a Bible that was just, the Bible always had slavery in it.
It did, 100%.
And then the North Americans, they revamped an entire another Bible, gave it to the slaves. So it was very like, see, this is the slaves did not get the same version of the Bible that the Europeans had. But the European Bible always has.
Do you want something?
Okay, so my bad. Hold on. I have a point. No, hold up. I have a point. So we could say, well, that was okay, cool. That's what the smoke is about. I told you.
I mean, Mr. Chimney.
So if that was a different version of the Bible that shouldn't be taken into consideration, it was a revised and updated version of the Bible, right? And it's like, well, that was just used for someone's. They bastardized the version of Christianity to use for someone's advantage.
You know what? I'm gonna go get it.
So
go ahead. Go to fuck ahead.
Don't we have like a different version of the King James Bible that's been updated and things were added and changed in that one too? I don't know. It's like there's like is it like a different version of the current Bible or something like that?
So there's multiple, like there's the King James version, there's the New International version, there's
14 versions of the Bible, but
do they all say
relatively 99.99% say the same thing.
Then
now
it's
we're
not
gonna go in.
What do you mean?
Hold up.
What does that mean?
Now
we're
gonna go into
nigga.
It's the same. No, okay. Words have been changed because through translation, but the general meaning of every fucking sentence in the Bible's going around now is generally the same thing. Now, I'm going to tell you about the treatment of slaves in the Bible. Yes, it's fucked up that they use that word. But do you know the word slave in the Bible? Every slave in the Bible was never, it says if you mistreat your slave in the Bible, it's not a good thing. They're not supposed to be treated like shit and beaten. They're workers. That is the meaning of the word slave in the Bible. The word slave was put into the Bible so the general we could understand it. You think the word slave was in the original Bible? No. So basically, we're gonna go through. I'm gonna flip through here, and we're gonna go through. In the Old Testament, the Hebrew slaves were to be released after 6 years. So it wasn't a lifelong fucking commitment. You were supposed to be paid and fed well. Okay, so this is where the bastardization of what the word is, like what they call, you know what I'm saying? So, they were supposed kidnapping to sell someone is a fucking capital crime, and you will be put to death by the word of the Bible.
Right?
They conveniently removed that part. Probably, I don't know what that fucking Bible says.
Where in the Bible? What Bible are you reading that says
Exodus 21:2.
And what version?
And then
that's the King James.
Yeah, and that's the Old Testament.
And it says it uses the word kidnapping.
Well, no. This is basically the English. What the fuck? The New English translation. Okay. So
can you read me what you're actually reading right now?
The New English translation.
So you're reading a translated version.
So it's the New English translation. So
is it fair to say that
you can't read Aramaic, nigga?
Is it fair to say that the New English translation, is it fair to say that there could be some things that are lost in translation or mistranslated?
Cool. But if it's translated into this good shit, then cool, let it be. You feel me? So if it says don't kidnap and beat people into slavery, Would you rather it say that it's okay? Because that's what the problem was.
No, but the thing is, now we just.
I
love you. You asked the question. You don't want me to answer.
Go ahead.
So the question is this, though. Now, are we? Is that what the Bible really says? Because now we're saying no. This is the better idea of what we think it should
This
say.
is the Bible we got now.
What is that? How does that?
And
What does that
here,
mean?
let's Google up to. Let's Google.
That's like being in an abusive relationship and they went to therapy once and you haven't been hit in a week. Well, this is the wife I have now.
Let's Google all the different ones and find out.
We're not going to
ones.
listen. No, hold on. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
What does mine say? What does mine say?
That
Actually,
the
this is
Bible's been
12.
translated into.
Oh shit! Drop the motherfucker.
My whole point of the question is the thought process behind where we're putting our undying faith and the history behind that. It's not to say that if you are Christian or Catholic or any other religion is wrong. It's just a question of why is that what we held on to? Every single thing from slavery, and even if it's a bastardized version, nigga, if I came home every day when I was a kid and I got beat with a belt without a buckle, please believe just because it's a broken belt doesn't mean when I grow up, I'm gonna be wearing nothing but suspenders. Because I have trauma from what's been beating me. And you might say, well, the belt didn't have a buckle. It's not a real belt. No, it was something that it was my spirituality that was destroyed. So why after all of that, that's what we held on to. Not the only thing we held on to. There's a lot of things that black folk held on to from slavery that's wild. Chitlins for one.
Okay.
But if we, let's just say, but my question, I only asked that question because I'm wondering why. Why is that something that's so hard for black folk to look out? And you even get excuses because God is what got us through slavery. And in the same breath, but that's the same thing that got you into slavery, bastardized or not. I know lesbians. No, that's worse. That's bad. I know women that won't date black dudes anymore because they had one black dude that was bad.
That's racism, bro.
It's not racism. It's just their history. Well, it could be racism.
That's racism, bro.
They don't dislike black people, but they won't date them anymore because they had one bad one.
We had this discussion
So
about Jake the Snake.
Yeah. So, but they don't. So
they inherently hate.
My point is that. That event was so traumatizing to you, you didn't want to go back to it. You didn't hold anything from that anymore. You wanted to move different.
Okay.
Why did black folks, especially Southern black folk, hold on to Christianity so
was
hard?
never sold to them as a negative thing.
Because our church was better.
Like all the other aspects of slavery were pretty much packaged and sold to you as a very negative thing, whereas Christianity was packaged and sold to you as like a savior. So I think that's a big reason why they hang on to it. Like, they don't look at it. They don't associate it with a part of the negative.
I mean, we're never supposed to like, I don't know. I don't want to blame. You can't blame. Was slavery the fault of Christianity, you think?
No, definitely not.
No.
Okay. It was just a part of it.
It was a tool that was
part
used.
of like the system they used.
A tool that was definitely used to enforce it.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but it's like it's hard to like just.
And like you were saying, no,
we gotta
like how do you
just
take
so y'all
something
know,
where
we gotta
people
wrap it
prayed?
up. We gotta wrap it up. I just want to say I'm not saying that anybody's wrong for being Christian.
No.
I just wanted to spark a question. I do believe in God. If any religion that you follow that makes you walk as a better person, I'm all for it. You can have that. Just as long as you're not doing it because of the religion or the consequences that religion brings for not being a good person. Number one.
And what's crazy too,
So so number two, just wrap it up. I told you we're gonna have an episode. There's gonna be smoking every single episode. I'll be the one starting it. I don't give a fuck.
Every
We're gonna
time.
be friends after this shit. And number three, all of our chats went into the public chat. So people know that Thaddy went to the bathroom. People know that.
I was looking at it. I'm like, why is the studio chat not?
People know what would have made the kids greater if he would have married there. And
I thought he said he married his sister at first. I was like, what the fuck?
And Thaddy, tap your mic, fam. So yeah. We're getting on to the 2 hour mark, and I'm telling you, I'm hating cutting up these fucking big ass episodes. So anything in closing niggas would like to say, like apologies or
Hey, nigga, no. There's no apologies. And I'm just proof to people out there. I'm proof that there's two things that are possible because I am a good Christian and also a piece of shit.
Let's call it being human.
That's an interesting one.
Jesus Christ.
I'll give a shout out here on the way out to
For my honesty?
Rondell Moore.
Whatever.
Rondell Moore is a football player that used to play for the Arizona Cardinals. 25 years old, committed suicide about a week ago. So rest in peace to him and shout out to his family. Prayers up for them.
Yep.
It did make me think of this question though, like what is driving some of these dudes to do that? Like people that have what you would consider financial success. What would drive these kind of people to feel like they'd rather, get out of this game than keep going?
It's a thing that I've been asking since Robin Williams, bro. And this is why I came up with the phrase check on your happy friends. Always. Because I'm like, I don't give a fuck how much a man is smiling in public. Like you never know what this nigga really, really, truly and honestly going through. And there's a lot of sudden, when we were growing up, people took a while to get rich. You feel me? You had to work for a lot of your money, mostly. People were going through we'll use music as an example. Mixtape era, handing out flyer era, come to my show era, all this fucking shit till you get a deal, blah, blah, blah. Then you work your way up. There's a lot of, this guy's good, sign him. Put him on, boom, boom, rush him through the combine, rush him through this, rush him through that. Immediate fame. And a lot of these kids were not built and gone through the system to handle that kind of pressure.
Quick success is causing a lot of this mental.
I think a lot of, I don't want to say speak for all of it, but yeah, I think a lot of it is where it's like, there wasn't like a lot of, a bad word to use, but a lot of, mental grooming for these kids to and these young men now, because they hit, like you said, he's 25 years old. So how quick did he become this superstar, become this, you know what I mean? And
he's
he froze.
How is, oh shit, I froze on.
I think suicide basically just comes down to
mental health too on top of it, bro.
No, go ahead, Thaddeus. What are you saying?
Yeah, it basically just comes to mental health. And now you could be mentally unhealthy with or without finances. So when people think that, once you're rich, there's nothing to, but you still have a brain. You still have
what?
That's the worst time.
That's deep into my question. Is what is that? What is the mental health aspect of that? Like, if you're not stressing on bills, you're not stressing on dying, or your life is not in a war zone. What is that?
You ever stop to think that these people have nothing to do, and that's the stress?
You keep getting cut off.
Because you ever have, why the fuck are you freezing on niggas? This is so weird. but fucking,
I think it's that, especially at the young age, a lot of these people are coming up with social media. They're coming up with instant access and instant gratification and stuff like that.
Yep.
You don't really have the coming up latchkey kids, bullied in person or anything like that just gave you a tough spirit and a tough soul. Like we still had that back that kind of let us weather the storms that were happening, right? So it could be the fact that they don't really have a tough mental. Maybe they've been coddled. Maybe they always had a whole group of yes men and and something just doesn't go your way, and you just mentally haven't been prepared for that through life. You haven't had the troubled waters to make you a good sailor. At 25 years old, you're thrust into this life where you have all this money, and then I don't know, you go to that one girl that you've had a crush on forever, and you finally got your nerve up and ask her out, and she still says no, and you're like, all this money that I'm doing, I wanted to, it didn't put me in that position, and then he ends it. Or he could have been one of those kids that was going back to the greatness. He could have been one of those kids where his father pushed him through football. He did all these things through football, everything like that, and he just never liked it. And now it's too late for him to say, I don't want to do this, because he's going to let so many people down, because he's probably bringing through his community and his family with the money that he's making to put everybody on a good foot too. Or he could be bisexual or gay, and now he's in public and he doesn't. There's so many things.
There's so many
that your
different
question,
fucking layers,
It
but
could
it
be
is mental health.
CTE.
My question is mental health just basically like you're unhappy with like let me summarize this. No, hold on. Is it just a lack of self-love? Put it that way. Is that pretty much like a way to summarize what somebody that's struggling from mental health is? They have a lack of self-love?
I think that's a disorder in itself that needs a name if
Not
it doesn't have
necessarily.
one. Because mental health is a blanket term, right?
It is.
Yeah, because you could have it's like mental health. You have
schizophrenic to
schizophrenia,
depression.
ADHD.
We're talking someone that hasn't
you
been
could have
diagnosed with anything, and then they go and commit suicide.
murder themselves. Could be
But like I said,
depression. This could be depression.
Chances are they're just misdiagnosed or undiagnosed.
Undiagnosed, because like, and the ones there's so many mental health disorders that you got to think that don't even have a name, but they need one. Because like, think about it. If you don't like yourself, there's got to be a name for something. Because that's weird. Like if you just want to die, like you just woke up and you're like, "Fuck this! I don't like life. I want to die. I don't have a reason." Like there's got to be a name. You got to. I mean,
we don't know that there wasn't,
or they're finding reasons.
There wasn't an outside influence, though. We don't know that there wasn't.
True, but like I said, there's some.
No, but you could. We just biologically we're pre-programmed to survive, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like, when that safeguard fails, that's when
something wrong.
becomes an illness, right?
Yes, it has to.
The greater question is: in order to want to commit suicide, is that someone that has to have a mental health issue? Or can you be mentally healthy and still be like, I'm done with this?
No, it has to be a mental health issue because
there's exceptions to that.
Your body, he said, you're preordained to survive. If something's coming at your face, you put your hands up. Like so.
Yeah, but there's definitely exceptions to that. Like
Pause.
so, sacrificing let's say you're in a situation where your child is in danger and you jump in front of a bullet for your child. That's still considered suicide, but I wouldn't call that a mental illness.
No.
Maybe even like some kamikaze pilots in World War II, they're on a mission. I wouldn't necessarily call that a mental illness, like you're in war. So there's definitely exceptions to that, but like
I don't know. I think something got to be wrong with you to go, hey, yeah, I'll jump in a plane and know I'm never coming back. Like the possibility of not coming back, that's one thing. But it's like you're taking this plane and you're going and you're
I'm talking about the kamikaze pilots that you start off on a mission and then when all else fails.
True.
You use your plane as a weapon, not like a suicide bomber.
Yeah, that's a mental illness.
You think so? Yeah,
that's a mental illness as well.
Yeah, to just be like,
for sure.
And because to me, that's like a brainwashing.
Actually, not even for sure, but like
that's a brainwashing. That's a mental illness because somebody goes, "Hey, listen, you're doing this for Allah or for whatever. I don't know, but." That's a brainwashing. That's like, hey, that's a mental illness.
For another pod,
your brain has been.
We'll get deep into that one more.
But yeah, like mental illness is such a broad paintbrush because you could have mild depression and it's a mental illness, or you could be completely fucking bipolar or have dissociative identity disorder, where there's two of you niggas in your head. You know what I mean? So like it's such a broad scope. So when people say mental health and mental illness, we really need to start doing a better study on the human brain, because if there's one thing we don't know, it's fuck all about that thing. So yeah, that's another talk for another podcast. Sure. Anyway.
Yeah, I will say though, rest in peace to Power.
Rest in peace, Power.
Yes, fuck yeah, Power.
Founders of Wu-Tang. Yeah. Y'all know that's my shit.
Yep. Facts. Method Man named his son after. Well, Method Man's son took the name after him.
Power. Oh, word.
Yeah, he's a rapper named Power now.
Is he good?
Yeah, didn't I send you the track with him, Young Dirty Bastard, and I think it was what's called Second Generation Woo. I don't
respect the.
This nigga thought it was wrestling and just sent it to voicemail.
Nah, you know, I don't listen
that
to
chat. I'm gonna
just kids if they decide to take their dad's name and just put Young in front of you. Fuck out of here. Have your own identity.
Real quick here.
I gotta go though.
Yeah.
Let them know where they can find y'all. Young Dirty Bastards.
Google me, baby.
All right. Well, you can hit me up. Facebook, Mason Cross, spell it with an X, don't fuck it up. Hit me up on Instagram, Mason Cross 82, spell it with an X as well, don't fuck it up. Twitter, sure, give me some followers. I'm never on that bitch, but Mason Cross as well, spell it with an X, don't fuck it up. Or instead he says, just Google me and make it easy on yourself.
Yeah, you can find me on all the episodes of I Want the Smoke. I'm going to keep coming for that fire. You can find me on Twitter at Souljash Sports or at Bloodline Bets. And yeah, let's just keep going, baby.
Murder keeps freezing in the weirdest face positions. Pause.
Jesus Christ.
You can find me on all social media platforms. I am Will Hayes, but most importantly, All the Smoke Pod or I Want All the Smoke on Instagram. Look for us. We out here. You might think we hate each other.
We outside.
But we got nothing but love for each other. Big up.
I like 2.5 for you niggas.
We out this motherfucker.
You think this is a game? This ain't a game. This is real life. I want all the smoke. The podcast that ain't afraid to speak the truth, motherfuckers.